Do you know the difference between an angle and a triangle?
Yeah, do you understand what to make a 90 degrees you need triangle?
Sorry, please say that again.
You need a right angle to make triangle.
I mean, that's different to what you just said, but equally as dumb. Could you just try once more for me?
You need a triangle to make a triangle.
Again, that's different to what you just said, and even more dumb. So you've now said 3 different things about triangles that are... I mean, the third one was right. You definitely need a triangle to make a triangle.
I will make it follow yourself. You need to make a 90 degrees. Triangle is a 90 degrees. And if you don't understand that, then you're...
Right, let me ask you a quick question. Can you have a 90-degree angle without a triangle?
No.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE, welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what the Scourge virus did to the Viltrumite Empire. I'm fucking loving Invincible, and if you're not watching Invincible, then you're missing out. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream earlier, where we witnessed the majesty of the solar system in action, as we saw the eclipse live from several places across America, culminating in the totality in Cleveland, Ohio, streamed nicely by It's a Rubik's. Flat Earthers are going to really need to explain that, and I hope you really enjoyed the stream earlier. It was just a little party get together. I know lots of other places stream that as well, but we can talk about that and many other things with today's guest, who you have seen before, and you should know that facepalm protection is required. Welcome back to the show, Ross Perry from Real Offended.
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Going well. Going
I just
well.
Want to say, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I'm definitely happy to be here again. Of course, Craig. You know, I respect you tremendous amount, even though we differ on some opinions. I will say I'm not watching Invincible. I haven't quite gotten into it yet, but I am waiting for season 3 of The Boys. Or is that season 4 I'm waiting on? I think season 3.
No, I think we just had season 3, haven't we? I can't remember.
Okay, so season 4 then. I'm still waiting on season 4 of The Boys. As soon as I told people I was watching The Boys, they're like, "Oh, you got to check out Invincible." I'm just so impartial. I mean, I'm so partial to people trying to force me to watch stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll get to it.
Trust me,
I haven't checked it out
you
yet,
watch that first episode of Invincible and you will be hooked.
Okay. I'm gonna take like that. I'm gonna get to it, but I'm slow on my show because once I get to it and I like it, I'm gonna want to watch every episode they ever made. So you know, sometimes I like to let them stack up a little bit.
Well, there's only 16 episodes at the moment, so it wouldn't take that long.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the thing. I'm like, when I get to episode 16, I'm like, all right, now how do I proceed? Anyways.
Right, we've got a couple of super chats ready coming in. We've got Wanker became a new member. Welcome to Scrappers. Thank you very much. Danny Turner sent £2. The Eclipse was amazing to see. Craig, pull it up. Thank you, buddy. And Bjorn Grog Selbach, and I know I ruined your name there. I do apologise. For 25 Nokia dollars, thank you very much. Right, Ross, some amazing things happened today. Well, one particularly amazing thing. The Eclipse, and oh my goodness, was it not beautiful?
I'm gonna have to take your word for it, sir. I didn't see it.
You haven't seen any of it?
Well, no, not yet, not today. I've been going all day. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not particularly, an eclipse junkie like everybody else is. I do solar gaze from time to time. I go outside. I look at the moon every single night. I look at the stars every single night. But I don't know. Like I said, once things start getting overhyped, I have to go away from the crowd. It's
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fair enough, but it doesn't change the fact that something pretty much impossible if the Earth was flat happened today.
Well, how is that? How is it impossible if the Earth was flat?
Because the sun and the moon would have to be in very specific positions, and the path of totality would mean a shadow that was oval-shaped, as the moon was blocked by the sun as it moved, which we didn't see. It would allow us, if the Earth was flat, to calculate the precise positions of both the sun and the moon, because we know the angles that they would be relative to each other exactly. And it gives us conflicting positions for all over the world. The fact that the eclipse could be seen from not only America, but where I am here. In Scotland, I had about 5 minutes of 6% totality, which matches the globe prediction and would mean that the moon would have to be seen by me and America at the same time, whilst also being local, which would mean the angles that it'd be viewed from both positions would be absolutely impossible. Plus, we just need an explanation for how it would happen if the Earth was flat. The fact is, it's predicted by the globe. The gravitational predictions alone can show us exactly where the path of totality of the eclipse is. We know it's the moon because look at this. This is a great picture where you can literally see the features of the moon, which match up when you've got a full lit moon.
What features of the moon am I looking at right here?
But you can see craters on the edge, which match if you have an actual picture of the moon.
It's not necessarily clear that we're looking at craters, number one. And number two, if we are looking at craters, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the moon for sure.
Well, it matches the craters that we see here. If we compare that to a picture of the moon, the positions of all the craters would match the positions of the moon that we see with the side of the moon facing us.
At the same time, if you look at the moon every single night, right, that same face that's on the moon also matches the geography of the known structures on the Earth. There's a lot of people who are doing that work. They make an exact picture of the continents and fit it in that picture of the moon. Does that necessarily mean that is a picture of the Earth on the moon?
Yeah, but they don't. What they do is they change the positions of the continents and randomly smash them together to say that this sort of looks like it when it really, really doesn't.
Well,
not even slightly does it represent the continents of Earth in any way. But it does. The way
that, it a few times.
The way that we know that they're craters is because we can see shadows in them that change the angles depending on where the sun is, right? So, but the point is that this is the moon. This is the same thing we see in the sky when the sun is in the right position for it to reflect light onto us. And that was the thing that blocked the sun, which matches the predictions of the globe. That's the important thing here. The only way to predict what happened is with the globe.
Well, I disagree with that, number one. But even if that was true, right, those globe predictions, quote unquote, are still flat Earth predictions at the end of the day.
No,
you guys don't have any globe Earth calculations. All the calculations that you use are actually flat, plane surveying calculations, and then you guys add in some opposite curvature.
No, that's completely not true. No, that's not how the globe model, the solar system is created. No, not in the slightest.
So which globe equations or predictions went into mapping this, because as far as I know, right, there's something called the three-body problem, and I know they came out with a movie about this. I haven't seen the whole thing, but
no, it's a TV series, and it's not actually about the three-body problem.
It's a TV series. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it. My bad. So
no, it's actually about aliens. It's not about the three-body problem. It's just called the three-body problem.
Well, that's why I said, I'm like, I know there's a movie that came out about it, but this is something different. So in the three-body problem, they're unable to basically correctly predict the supposed motion of the Earth, the sun, and the moon around each other, right? With the gravitational pools that you guys are saying we have, right? And I mean, of course, we're going to talk about Walter Lumen eventually, right? But before we even get into that, all the predictions basically.
The three-body problem has been solved thousands and thousands and thousands of times.
I have not seen that anywhere. As far as I know, the most advanced supercomputers on the planet still have not been able to solve a three-body problem
false.
On how three different,
It's just false. It's been solved. I can send you plenty of research. There was a team recently in South Korea.
I would love for you to send me that.
Yeah, there's a team recently in South Korea that came up with over 2,000 new solutions to the three-body problem. The way to do it is actually pretty simple. You break it down to a series of two-body problems and iterate it. It's really not that hard. You just brute force the maths.
But that doesn't quite follow, because you can't take two separate two-body problems and assume that is going to fit for a 3, 4, or 5-body problem.
You can.
Because now
we're talking
that's
about
the thing.
10, you break
11
it down.
Different.
Yeah, but every single interaction you can break down to a series of two-body problems and then put them together, and it iterates the solution perfectly.
But they don't
in a three-body
fit all the way
problem
together. They haven't even gotten 3.
No, they have. That's the thing. I just said that's an easy way to do it, but they have solved the three-body problem. It's not something we can't do. In fact, I've got a thing on my computer, the solar system scope, which actually predicts gravity with all the bodies in the solar system exactly. And the fact is that the gravitational predictions work. You can say, there's a three-body problem, it means you can't do this, but the three-body problem hasn't been a problem for hundreds of years. We know how to solve the three-body problem.
As far as I know, that's not quite accurate, right? But I also want to say that all the predictions of gravity have pretty much been wrong since their inception. I mean, this is the reason. We talked about this last time already, so I know I'm going to bring it up. But the reason why they came up with dark matter is because of the wrong predictions of gravity. That is true. We do agree on that, right? At least.
Well, again, the predictions of gravity predicted the eclipse 100%. That what we saw today, down to the millisecond, was predicted with gravity. So out in the wider universe, the expansion of the universe is a cosmological problem, which is solved by dark matter. Right? It's not something we completely understand yet.
Not quite. It's not quite solved by dark matter, actually.
Dark matter and dark energy.
But real quick,
dark matter and dark matter and dark energy, right? But here's the thing.
Still not solved by
here's
those.
The thing. That does not.
By those.
But here's the thing. That does not matter in relation to the solar system. None of that affects anything. All of the maths of gravity in the solar system works perfectly, 100%.
So
perfectly. Hold on, so perfectly that we are able to predict the path of totality of the eclipse down to the millisecond. And there is no way that this could be predicted on anything that is flat Earth. There just is no predictions for it.
This is completely false, and it's anti-scientific what you're saying. Okay, I can show you quote after quote
after quote. How is it
pretty
false?
Much let me get my point out. I can show you tons of quotes of people in all different areas of academia saying that there is an equivalence between the neo-Tychonic and the Copernican system, right? So all the predictions that you're saying exist with the globe literally fit exactly in the neo-Tychonic system. As a matter of fact, the Copernican system,
there is zero.
The Copernican system is based
the neo-Tychonic system does not predict.
The neo-Tychonic system.
The neo-Tychonic system does not predict eclipses at all. It just doesn't.
You're wrong about that. You're wrong about that.
Pull it up.
There is a direct kinematic equivalence between the two systems.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull up the evidence that the neo-Tychonic system predicted the eclipse that we saw today down to the millisecond.
I'm gonna pull up exactly what I said. There is a dynamic and a kinematic equivalence.
That's not being the same. That you cannot use.
It is the same thing.
No, you cannot use the neo-Tychonic model to predict eclipses. There is no way to do it.
Every prediction from the globe comes from basically.
No, it does not. That's completely false.
If we're being honest.
That's just completely false, and it's not true.
Come on now.
It's absolutely not true.
Right.
You're just making things up But I would like you to.
I'm not making.
Right?
No,
I don't.
How
Right?
can I make that up? You think I'm smart enough to make that up? You honestly think I'm smart enough to make that up? Come on now, I'm not that smart. I read that
we
somewhere.
agree you're not
Come on.
that smart.
You're giving me
You
too
read
much
something you
credit.
didn't understand. But no, everything from the globe does not come from the Neo-Taconic model. That is not true, and you cannot.
Essentially, yes.
Absolutely
Essentially, yes.
no. Essentially, no. It's
I'm gonna
just
tell you right
not
now,
true.
the only thing that doesn't come
Everything.
from it
Nothing
are
comes from
basically
it.
The wrong steps. The wrong steps, because the Neo-Taconic system doesn't have the dark matter and dark energy problems.
Yeah,
So if
again,
they both
that's
make the same
nothing to do with the solar
predictions, which
system.
They do,
That's nothing to do with the solar system.
If they both make the same predictions, which they do, right? One of them is more viable because it has the least amount of assumptions. That would be the Neo-Taconic system. Because
No, the
there's dark
Neo-Taconic
matter
system
and no
has
dark energy
way
needed.
more assumptions. There's no explanation for the random patterns that makes with the model that we have of the globe and the solar system. Every single pattern is accounted for with zero assumptions, right? But
like
here's the thing. You just made the claim that the Neo-Taconic model can predict the eclipse that we saw today down to the millisecond, right? And now I will say that unless you can bring up the predictions using the Neo-Taconic model completely that would show today's eclipse and the path of totality exactly as we saw it, then you have to admit that you are wrong.
I don't have to admit anything. But also, let's be clear, before I read this quote.
Why couldn't you admit that you're wrong?
I like to appeal to scientific consensus. Let me get my point out. I like to appeal to scientific consensus and authority.
No, you don't. Scientific consensus says the Earth's a globe.
Right? So that's what I'm going to do.
Scientific consensus says the Earth's a globe.
That's what I'm going to do right now.
Scientific consensus says the Earth's a globe.
Being a globe. Well, it's not about the globe yet, though. We're not talking about the globe.
But you just said that you go with scientific consensus. Scientific consensus says the Earth's a globe. And gravity's real.
Let me get a word out. All right, so again, I'm going to appeal to
scientific consensus. Yeah.
Because
okay, well then you agree that the Earth is a globe, and
can I get a word out? Can I get a word out? Is that okay?
Well, yeah, I'm just agreeing with you. We're both agreeing with scientific consensus.
Agree after. Let me get my words out.
I'm agreeing with you, dude. We both agree with scientific consensus. The Earth is a globe.
Okay, agree after. So,
all right, put it up, Ross. Come on. I'll make sure that you can screen share. Put it up.
You want me to share screen? I'll share screen.
Yeah. I want you to just bring it up.
You disabled screen share.
I just put it back on. Sorry.
All right, so I'll read it while that's going on. I'm going to read this direct quote, and please try not to interrupt while the reading of the word is going on. All right.
The reading of the word.
All right. So this is from a physicist. All right.
Which physicist?
A fundamental presupposition.
Sorry, which physicist?
Presupposition of modern cosmology.
Yeah. Hold on. Which physicist? Which physicist?
Physicist. This is physicist Timothy Clifton from Oxford. An Oxford astrophysics member, a PhD. Yes, Timothy.
Okay, and
so
make sure that you read the conclusion of what you're going to read. Okay, and bring it up as well. Just tell you what, share the screen. As you're reading it, share the screen.
Is that okay?
No. As you're reading it, just share the screen so we can see it as well. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Just so we're clear. All right. So. Is it good or is no?
I don't see anything yet.
No.
Wait, there we go. Yeah, I've got it.
Okay. All right, here we go. A fundamental presupposition of modern cosmology is the Copernican principle that we are not in a central or otherwise special region of the universe. Studies of type LA supernovae, together with the Copernican principle, have led to the inference that the universe is accelerating in its expansion. The usual explanation for this is there must exist a dark energy to drive the acceleration. Alternatively, it could be the case that the Copernican principle is invalid and that the data has been interpreted within an inappropriate theoretical framework if we were to live in a special place in the universe near the center of a void where the local matter density is low. Then the supernova observations would be accounted for without the additional dark energy. So this is one quote of about 100 I have of different people.
And what has that got to do?
How there is an equivalence between the two. The only thing
there's nothing there that says there's an equivalence.
The Copernican principle.
There is nothing there that says there's an equivalence with the Neo-Taconic. Nothing there at all.
Yes, it does. It's describing.
No, it doesn't.
Supernova specifically.
That's nothing. The supernova has nothing to do with the Neo-Taconic model. You just claimed that this would. The Neo-Taconic model isn't even mentioned there. What are you on about?
That would be the alternative. That would be the alternative to the Copernican model. You're not aware of that?
Could you show me where it says that it's anything to do with the neotectonic model there?
I'm gonna pull up a random quote, and I bet you it's right. Let's see. Here we go.
And none of this has anything to do.
By the way,
none of this has anything to.
By the way, this is from
Ross, stop. None of this has anything to do with the gravitational predictions of the eclipse.
Yes, it does. Yeah,
right.
It absolutely does. I'll explain why if you would like.
But the eclipse, right? Here's the thing. Before you go on, right? We predicted the eclipse to happen using gravity. We predicted it.
No, you did not. You predicted using gravity. No,
yes, we did. Yes, we did.
No.
We used gravitational models. Hold on. We used gravitational models that exist now and orbital mechanics to predict the eclipse.
Those are electrostatic models. Those are not.
No, they're not.
Models.
Okay, pull it up to prove that they're. Bring it up to prove they're electric.
Go look at
MIT. No, bring it up. Bring it up to prove. No, stop. Bring it up to prove that they're electrostatic models. Bring it up to prove that they're not gravitational models. They're electrostatic.
No
prove it. That every single gravitational model we've got is electrostatic in nature. Prove it.
Yeah, because they've never proven gravity, so they have to be electrostatic.
No, we have proven gravity.
Not even real for all they know.
No, we have proven gravity.
Huh?
We've proven gravity
How?
and we made predictions with it.
How did you prove gravity? And what were those predictions that led to this solar eclipse?
The predictions of the gravitational movements. I can actually link you to the specific gravitational studies if you like.
Okay, I said, what were the predictions and how did they come up with those predictions?
By putting it into computers and
you don't know?
Modeling it into the future. By saying this is the movement of the bodies with the gravitational forces with this mass and this mass and this mass, and based on the progression of time, this is what we expect to happen. That is how we predicted. That is how we predict. That is how we predicted the eclipse today. What is it you're trying to show?
How did they isolate that it was gravity making these effects and not electrostatics? How did they do that?
We use the predictions of gravity. Electrostatics have nothing to do with those predictions.
No. I'm saying how did they isolate? Which experiment did they use to isolate gravity, manipulate that as an independent variable, so they can be sure
you
that
don't manipulate gravity as an independent variable. That's not how science works. You manipulate. That is how science works. No, you manipulate the cause of something. We talked about this last time. No. Again, you manipulate the cause of something. You don't manipulate the actual thing. But Ross, you keep running away from the points here. No. Ross, you keep running away from the points here. Ross, stop. We're not getting off. We're not. Right, my turn to talk. Stop 1 second. Give me a second. Ross, stop. Ross, stop.
Let's be fair.
No. Let me bring it back.
Let me finish my sentence, bro.
No, we're stopping, and I'm going to bring it back on topic. No, I'm going to bring it back on topic. Just stop a second. Ross, just give me a second. Ross, we're going to bring it back on topic. We're going to bring it back on topic.
One sentence, bro.
After I brought it back on topic, okay? Let me bring it back on topic for the audience that are watching.
I'm still going to finish my sentence, so you're better off just letting me get it
afterwards. Yeah, that's fine. Hold that thought, and we can do it afterwards, but we're going to bring it back on topic.
I'm not going to say anything next other than what I'm about to say right now.
So here's the thing. We're bringing it back on topic, and the topic is the solar eclipse that we saw today and the predictions around it. The predictions are all based on the globe and gravity. If you are claiming that those predictions are based on if you are claiming the predictions are based on electrostatics, then you need to provide evidence of that.
I'm not claiming anything.
That is exactly what you claim.
I said how did they isolate gravity versus electrostatics to make sure that it was gravity having that effect and not electrostatics, as Walter Lumen, MIT professor, seems to disagree with you on. Walter Lumen,
he
MIT,
doesn't.
Don't look it up. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Craig's word for it. Follow the MIT professors. Don't be a science denier like Craig.
Bring it up. Bring up where Walter Newman says that gravity isn't. Hold on. Bring up. Right. Okay. On screen share. Ross.
Variable in order to make sure that the independent variable is having the effect that you say. If you don't do that, then you're doing faulty science. You're making predictions based upon stuff that you don't know. You might be confusing.
I told you guys, dumpster fire. Dumpster fire. Told you. He doesn't understand anything. Right, Ross, you just claimed.
Come on, bro. You don't want me to get a sentence.
Ross, you just claimed.
I'm too much.
You just claimed that Walter says that gravity isn't real and it's all electrostatics.
No, I did not say that. No. What words in my mouth?
What then?
What did Walter Lewin say? He said that in our known world, right? Not the solar system where we aren't at, not on the subatomic level where we aren't at, but on this level, everything is basically ran by electric forces. Almost a direct quote. Gravitational
Bring it
forces
up.
basically are too weak to come into play. He says gravitational forces are too weak to come into play.
Bring up where he
Pull it
says
up.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Bring up where he says that gravitational forces do not come into play.
No problem, sir.
And equate that to the eclipse and the gravitational predictions of the eclipse.
It's not gravitational predictions, like I said.
Well, they are. You can say they aren't, but they are.
Predictions at all.
Well, they are.
No, they're not. They're.
I mean, all of science disagrees with
What
you.
are you talking about?
Why are you being a science denier?
Based on the MIT professors, they say gravity really doesn't have any effect in our known universe. It's really
No, they don't. They do not say gravity has no effect in our known universe at all. Gravity is the fundamental force of the universe.
MIT, Walter Lewin, MIT, he disagrees with you.
No, I guarantee you,
he
he does not say that gravity has no effect.
He essentially does say that.
No, pull it up. Pull it up. Come on. Pull up that exact quote where he says gravity has no effect.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Because it doesn't exist.
And then also too, while I'm pulling this up, let's also not forget that basically the existence of dark matter has been falsified.
No, it
with
hasn't.
99% confidence. Yes,
No, it hasn't.
That has, yes, 100%.
No, not according to
You're
science.
the only one
No,
that's not informed on that, I guess.
not according to science. No.
What do you mean according to science?
There's no
You mean
scientific
experimentation?
studies that have falsified dark matter and dark energy.
Which experiment? Okay, how about this? Which scientific experiment has shown the existence of dark matter? Which one?
We haven't done that yet. We're at the beginning of the study of dark matter. It
so
is a
none.
hypothesis.
So the answer to that would be none, huh?
Yeah, it is
So
a
none?
hypothesis. We haven't yet done the experimental
okay,
stage.
at least we're on the same page. Dark matter
No, we're
is
not,
scientific.
because you
So
said
if gravity,
it is scientific. It absolutely is scientific. You can't just say something and then move on.
If gravity relies on dark matter and dark matter has never been confirmed scientifically, how can gravity be a scientific experiment? We should end the debate right there. That's it. Game over.
No, you just don't understand. Okay.
Does gravity depend on dark matter?
No, it doesn't depend on dark matter. Dark matter is a placeholder.
So without dark matter,
let me respond. Let me respond, Ross. Let me respond. Right. I'm going to ask you to keep quiet for 1 minute. Okay. Right. Dark matter. You went less than a second there, Ross. Less than 1 second. You're going to test your control.
I went longer than you, though.
You're going to test your control, and I want you to be quiet for 1 minute. Okay? Brilliant. Right.
But I'm confused. How do you test?
Literally, not even a second, Ross. Right. 1 minute, starting now. Okay? Test your control. Dark matter is simply a placeholder name for something we don't know exactly what is going on yet. We can see there's an expansion of the universe, and we can see there is a gravitational effect, but we cannot see what is causing that. We have an observation and a hypothesis, but dark matter in its nature is non-baryonic. We have no way to test it that we have developed yet. We are at the beginning of that process with science. We don't just go straight to experiment. We have to figure out a way to experiment with it. We haven't done that yet. That doesn't mean it's not real. We are just working on it. Dark matter has zero relevance to the gravitational predictions of the eclipse. So let's stop going off on the dark matter tangent because it is irrelevant to the gravitational predictions of our solar system.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It definitely is relevant. It definitely is relevant because if you make a prediction, right, that you claim works in this solar system, but really it doesn't because, like I'm about to pull up right now, Walter Lewin says in our solar system, it's really electric forces, right? So if you make a prediction,
bring it up. No, don't carry on until you brought up that quote.
If you make a prediction.
No, stop. This is
weird.
No, bring up that quote. Bring up that quote.
I am, but
bring up that quote.
This weird, all right?
Bring up that quote. Bring up that quote.
Stop being weird.
Bring up the quote.
I have it right here.
Bring up the quote.
I'm still going to finish my sentences.
Share it. Come on, share it. Share it then.
All right, I'm going to finish my sentences though.
Share it where it says the solar system is electrostatic.
Like I was saying.
Come on, bring it up.
Let me know when you're done and I'll talk.
Pull it up. You pull it. All you got to do is pull up the thing that you said exists. Come on, pull it up. Pull it up, Ross.
I'm going to talk.
I'm waiting.
Let me know.
Yeah, just pull it.
Whilst
you're waiting, you can pull it up.
No, nigga, no. I'm going to say what I feel like saying.
So less of that language.
Guess what? It's going to be like this. You already know.
So what you're saying is you don't have that quote and you lied.
No, I have it right here, but you
Oh,
don't want to
bring it up then. Pull it up.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Pull it up
I
then.
fucking feel like it. So, like I'm saying.
Oh,
like
you're proving you've got nothing.
Right?
Okay.
Like I was saying, the reason
you have
why,
said
the reason
you've
why
said
dark
that
matter,
War says the solar system's electrostatics.
Think about it. He has to run from the dark matter because he knows I got him. He knows I got him with that dark matter. Game
I've
over
already
with the
told
dark
you about
matter,
it.
So run away from the dark matter. I get it. I'm not letting you there.
As he runs away
this
from
is
the
reality.
eclipse to discussion that we've been trying to have.
This is a reality. The reason why dark
where's
matter
that
is
quote?
relevant is
Where's that
because
quote?
the reason why dark matter is relevant is because
Where's
you
the
make
quote?
predictions about gravity here on the solar system, and then you look out right past and you realize, you know what? Those predictions don't match. Now you have
The
to start
predictions of the solar
rearranging
system work perfectly.
your hypothesis, and he knows that. That's why in 1933, because of the Switzwiki observations, when they realized that there wasn't enough mass to match the predictions of gravity, they had to come up with dark matter. So instead of throwing out the predictions, right, they started making up stuff that they cannot confirm scientifically. And Craig just admitted, we have not recognized or found a way to scientifically
we're working on that.
prove the existence of dark matter. He said that
Science
word for word.
doesn't prove
We
anything.
haven't done it yet. Okay,
Science doesn't
great. So
prove
since
things.
we're on the same page,
So
right?
can I see
dark
that quote
matter
yet?
is not a scientific theory. Gravity's not a scientific theory. Stop saying that.
Gravity's
that all
definitely
this
a scientific
has to happen
theory.
because of gravity. It's not even a scientific
Let's
theory
see that
anymore.
quote then. Let's see that quote.
Now I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up
Come-
now.
Come on, then let's see it. Let's see where he says the solar system is electrostatics. Right, I want to see where this quote says that there is no gravity. It's all electrostatics. How in the solar system it's electrostatics. Why are you screen sharing the debate back to me?
This is hold on. On my not screen. My bad. Here you go.
So where exactly does he say that the solar system is all electrostatics?
I'm gonna look for it, sir. Give me a second. Look.
It doesn't say it.
Well, you know, I know. Look, you have to actually open your ears, right, and then listen.
You know, I've watched this entire video, right?
Look.
You know,
then stop acting dumb. Then you want me to bring it up? Here it is.
You know, you're not playing any audio, right?
Do I have to share with audio or something, or is it just no audio?
You have to have the audio coming through to your Zoom.
Oh,
Same as on your mic.
okay.
Come on, I thought you were like
okay, well, if you've already seen it, then you already know. He goes on to break down the equations and how the electrostatic equations match and actually fit better than the gravitational equations. And then he says,
no, he doesn't.
when you get to the solar system and past that, yeah, gravity still comes into play. But here, it's really electric forces that run our
No, he
world.
doesn't say that.
You already saw it. Why are you playing dumb?
He doesn't say that at all. He does not say that electrostatics is the same as gravity. He points out how
He says it's better. He said it works more efficiently.
No, he doesn't.
He definitely does.
He does not say that the electrostatics is a replacement for gravity in any way. This lecture, in no way
Look, he's
at
saying
all,
it right now. Look.
is the
I'm
product
not kidding.
of two
Look,
masses,
if
and then you have the gravitational constant.
Look. He's
You're
gonna say
not
it.
even sharing your screen, Ross.
Oh, my bad. Well, I mean, you've already seen the video, but look, like I said, you can't hear it, but you can at least see the words on the screen, all right? He's literally saying what I said word for word.
He's not saying that the solar system is run by electrostatics.
Look. 26 orders of magnitude higher than the gravitational acceleration.
Yeah, and what's he talking about? Is he talking about the solar system there? No, he's talking about the microscopic level.
He's talking about here, right here.
No, he's talking about the microscopic level, not the macro level.
No,
he's talking about the microscopic level.
No, on Earth.
And at the microscopic level, it's what holds the nucleus together. That's what he's saying. Right, Ross.
Okay, so
he is talking. Ross. He's talking about.
Okay. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So let's read the words together, Ross. Okay. So what holds our world together? Hold on. Well, on the nuclear scale, so that's microscopic. The nuclear scale.
Yes.
10 to the minus 12. What's the next thing he says? So 10 to the minus 12 centimeters. That's what he's talking about. An atomic scale.
Right. Right.
Right? So up to thousands of kilometers. And that is not the solar system. There is electrostatic forces that we can have.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's pretty much what I said. Now,
but here, now read what he's saying. But on a much larger scale, planets and stars and the galaxy, it is gravity that holds our. What's the next word?
But that's okay. But this is the difference, though. That's
what's
not
the next word?
Because there's no.
It is
experiment to
gravity
prove
that holds
listen, there are experiments to prove what he said about electric forces. There are no experiments to prove what's going on in the galaxy. One of them is scientific.
So you're what you're doing is
simple.
you're cherry picking bits and bobs of what he says, right? Plus, you were
We're
wrong.
watching the video together, sir.
So yeah, but you're not agreeing with this bit where he says it's gravity that holds our. What's the next word? It's gravity that holds our what?
Yeah. That would be his belief. That doesn't mean that because he believes it is true.
So basically, you're cherry picking bits and bobs of this.
Fallacy right now. Just because I believe one part of what somebody says, they don't mean I have to believe everything. This is a hostile witness. He agrees with you, but at the end of the day, he has to agree that you know what?
His entire conclusion is that gravity
is what is holding our world together. He can't confirm that, and neither can you.
His entire conclusion is that gravity it does what we say it does. That's it. Nothing he's saying there is debunking gravity.
You're lying now. That's not true. Or you're using a lack of critical thinking. All right, you don't have good critical.
He literally said gravity is what holds our universe together. That was what he said. This is the ultimate display of cherry picking. Ross, the ultimate display of cherry picking you are doing right now. It is one of the most dishonest.
On a scale.
He literally said it's gravity.
Agree with everything he says.
It literally says
everything he says. They don't make it cherry picking.
That is cherry picking.
Somebody says and that's
literally cherry picking.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, cherry picking.
It's amazing. You don't even know.
Basically, taking something. Cherry picking would be me taking something out of context, right, and using it to completely misrepresent what the guy said. I'm not misrepresenting what he said. I said what he said word for word.
No, you didn't. You misrepresented it because you said that he said that in the solar system it's electrostatics, which he didn't.
No, I did not.
Those were your exact words. Those were your exact words, Ross. You're lying. You're lying on this stream.
Like I said, if I did say that, then it was a misspeak, right?
But no, I've just caught you out. I've just caught you out, and now you're backtracking.
Backtracking.
We are backtracking. Ross, get on that bike. Get on that bike and backpedal.
Listen. Look, you guys are already in my comments anyway, so record it, send it to me, and you know I'll respond to you, right? But listen, if I did that, it was a misspeak. I said, at least in my mind, what I thought I said was,
yeah, you're right, Otto. He's cherry picking between two phrases within a minute of each other from the same guy.
What? I didn't hear that. You're talking over me.
Yeah, I know. I'm just responding to the chat that is pointing out that you're cherry picking between two phrases within a minute of each other from the same guy. It's incredible.
No. See, but those phrases are about two different things. One of them is about the solar, one of them is about the solar system. The other one is about what happens on Earth. He's talking about what happens on Earth. It's electric forces.
We know there's electrostatics, but that doesn't stop gravity existing. In that lecture, Ross, in that lecture that you brought up, he literally goes through gravitational acceleration equations.
I agree. I know. I watched it, but what I'm saying
is, you didn't understand it clearly.
He is saying you on Earth you cannot necessarily differentiate between electrostatic forces.
No, he's not. He doesn't say that at all.
Gravitational forces. 100%.
He does not say that at all.
100%.
He does not say that at all. Not once.
He shows the equations for it. Look. You know what? I'm done. Bro. I see what you're trying to do, man. I see what you're trying to do, Craig. You are not slick, man. He literally, you said you watched it. He goes through the equations, the gravitational equations, the electrostatic equations.
Yeah, and then he says why they're different.
Equations are more effective on Earth.
No, he doesn't. He actually explains how. No. Actually, part of what he does in that. Right, hold on, Ross, give me one sec. Part of what he does in that is he explains how the electrostatic doesn't work because the electrostatic equation actually has a repulsive force as well, whereas gravitational only has an attractive force. Therefore, in the real world...
That's not correct.
No, that is true. That's literally what he's saying. That the equation, the electrostatic equation he's got there, Coulomb's law, it is something that shows both an attractive and repulsive force.
In the beginning of the lecture, he demonstrates how you're wrong. He goes through
No,
different
he
elements.
literally,
how-
the words that
how-
you brought up on screen said that.
No.
Yes, he was
You go-
saying
in the beginning
about
of
it
that
having a
lecture,
repulsive
everybody
force.
can go watch it. Listen, there's no need to argue about the lecture. Right? Everybody can go watch it.
Yeah, because you're already wrong about the lecture. Hey, Ross, answer this
I'm not wrong
question.
about it. I
Where
pulled
the
it up.
fuck did
You
the
tell me to
sun
pull it
go
up? What did I
earlier?
do? Hey, what do I do when you tell me to pull it up?
You
feel me?
you pulled it up and were
I pulled it
wrong.
up.
You pulled it up and got
I wasn't
proven
wrong.
wrong.
He said what I said word for word.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
I even said, bro, I even clarified that he said he still believes.
It's amazing that you can lie to yourself like this.
On Earth, on Earth, it's electric forces, according to MIT professors.
And he
Don't be a
doesn't
science
say
guy,
that gravitational forces don't exist, just that electrostatic forces also exist.
I didn't say that he said that. I didn't say he said that.
Nothing that he says there debunks gravity. So as simple as that.
didn't-
Anyway, Ross,
I didn't say-
let's get
I
back to
didn't
the
say
point of
anything
the
about
of
gravity.
today.
I did not
Hey, Ross,
say-
Ross,
Listen, let me make my
where
point
did the
clear.
sun go earlier?
You said what?
Where did the sun go earlier? Why did it get
I
dark
don't
and
think
then
it
light
went anywhere,
again?
right? Didn't something cover it? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think
What
it
was
went
that?
Anywhere, right?
Yeah. Why did it get dark? What covered it?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not up there. It could be anything for all we know.
Well, it matches the predictions of where we expect the moon to be.
But-
Not
but-
only
but
the
this is
moon,
what confuses
right?
me.
Not only
Yeah,
the
but
moon,
this is what
but there was
confuses
a
me.
prediction
Let me tell
that
you
from
why I don't believe
Texas.
that.
Hold on, let me finish my sentence. There was a prediction that from Texas, during totality, Venus would be able to be seen in the sky as well. That was the prediction of Earth and the gravity and
Fantastic.
orbits. And lo and behold, look at this. A shot from Texas during totality with Venus fully visible. Matching,
Right.
once again, the predictions of the globe and gravity.
Well, good for the globe, good for gravity. I just want to say, before I get into the reason why I don't necessarily believe it was the moon, right?
Please
Before I
do.
get into that, I've said this many times before, okay? Predictions are not scientific evidence, and if you think that, it's not conclusive.
Predictions are part of the scientific
evidence.
method.
Because, let me finish, please. Because, right, if I map out a flat Earth on a globe, right? Let's say the Earth is a globe, but I take those coordinates and I make it flat, and now I can make proper predictions using a flat model that doesn't automatically make it a globe. So
No,
because
you just
have
took the
predictions,
globes things
that's
and
not
put it on
evidence.
flat.
That is not evidence.
Right. So what you just said, predictions isn't science, is one of the dumbest things I've heard a human say. Because
It's not conclusive scientific evidence.
predictions are literally one of the steps in the basic scientific method.
But is it conclusive?
You have to
No.
make a prediction to be able to test it.
But can we
And do you know
agree
what
it's not
happened
conclusive?
today? Do you know what happened today? Was we made a prediction using the globe model that there would be an eclipse with a path of totality, and then we tested it live.
But you think it's a globe model. It's really not a globe model you're using.
Well, you can say that, but you're
Look, I just
wrong.
wanna say-
It is absolutely the globe
Okay, how about
model.
this?
Just
Okay, how about
saying
this?
it's
Let me
not
ask you-
doesn't
but
stop
let's
it
clarify,
being the
though.
globe
Let's
model.
clarify. All predictions, conclusive evidence
Uh,
alone.
I never said the testing of the predictions
So no,
is
right?
evidence.
It should be easy just to say no, right? Come on, no,
The
right?
testing of the predictions is the evidence.
No, but our predictions and right predictions, if you test them and they come out, is that conclusive evidence on its own?
Science never says anything is conclusive, so it's an irrelevant question.
Okay, so we agree that it's not conclusive evidence.
No, there's no such thing as conclusive evidence. Science never finishes
Including that,
what it was
right?
saying.
Okay, great. Including that. That.
But it's
Okay,
irrelevant.
we're
It's
on the same
completely
page.
irrelevant. The fact is that there is a prediction for it from the
It's
globe.
relevant.
No prediction from it from a flat Earth. No way you can predict it on a
That's
flat
incorrect.
Earth.
That's incorrect.
No,
That's
it's
incorrect.
not. Right, then
So,
show me the flat Earth prediction. Pull it up. Show me the flat Earth prediction.
Listen.
Show me the flat Earth prediction.
Point about the moon, though.
Show me the flat Earth
Okay,
prediction.
what about like? All right, but
No,
don't
you
get
just
caught
made a
up on red
claim.
herring, right?
You made a claim. You made a claim that it could be predicted with the flat Earth. Show me the flat Earth prediction of the eclipse.
I'm saying that all those predictions are flat Earth predictions. I'm
They're
saying
not,
all
they're from the globe.
predictions are basically flat Earth.
No, they're from the globe.
Yeah, because they haven't verified the globe, so they're basically using.
We
the
have. We've been to
predictions,
space.
what
We know
see
they're
on
from
a
the
flat
globe.
plane and turning them into the globe.
No,
Look,
there's
real quick,
nothing
I wanna
about
say
it being
real
on a
quick.
flat plane. You're just saying things. Have you got any evidence
Okay.
of that?
All right, let's come back to that one though, real quick. All right, so when I see the moon during the day, like I say, I look at the moon every day and every night, right? And by the way, I don't know
You
if
can't
anybody
look at
can
it
tell
every
me why
moon.
this
You can't
happens.
look at it every night because there's a new moon.
All right, well, I want to know if somebody can tell me why this happens, right? why do I see the moon like a different shade of like orange and even sometimes like almost red every single night? And
Why are you
sometimes it
trying to-
happens well after the sun is way down. I mean,
Why are
like
you trying
sometimes
to
at
change the
midnight,
subject?
I'll look up and I look at the moon and the moon is like orange. I swear to God, I have pictures and videos of this happening infinitum. Anyways,
Why?
so when I see the moon during the day, right? When I see the moon during the day, I hardly ever see the moon without seeing stars through it. You know what I'm talking about? Like when
you're
see
just
the moon
saying,
during the day,
right? You're just
it
saying
appears to be-
things. You're just saying things.
Oh, we don't
here.
see the stars through the moon?
No, we don't.
Okay. So you're not aware. You don't look at the moon at all during the day then?
Yeah, I look at the moon quite often. You don't see stars through it.
You've never seen stars through the moon?
No, because you don't see stars through the moon. It's not
Okay.
something that happens.
Okay. Really? I see it every day.
No, you
That's
don't.
crazy that you're not aware of it. See,
Take a picture of it
this is the
then.
problem.
If you see it
I
every
think
day, why
this
don't
is
you
the
take a
problem with
picture of
appealing
it?
authority too much.
Right, here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing.
put
If it was a
image right
star,
now 'cause I
if
know
it was
they're
a
out there.
star, if it was a star, you could compare
I'm
it to
putting up
known
images
star
right now.
maps. If it was a star, you could compare it to
right
known
now.
star. If it was a star, you could compare it to known star maps and see which star it was.
This happens every single day. Every single day. Stars through the moon.
You've got
Every single
any
day.
proof that it happens every single day?
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody can go outside and look at it for themselves. Don't take my word for it. Go
Yeah,
outside
we all have,
see
and
if
no
you
one
see
saw
stars
it.
through the moon.
We've tested that claim and we didn't
What?
see it.
No. There's no. I see them literally every single day.
Prove it. Take a picture of it. There's no pictures there of stars through the moon.
I will take a picture of it.
You're
I
just,
will take a picture of it.
you're
No
just
problem.
Googling
Just like I
stuff
take
with
videos
no
of the
pictures
moon
of
every time
stars
it's
through the
orange.
moon.
You said what?
There's no pictures there of stars through the moon.
That first picture definitely has stars to it. These right, look, you see how
Yeah,
transparent
they're
the moon
just
is right
hot.
here?
They're just hot pixels.
What do you mean by that?
It's just like hot pixels on the camera.
No, but that's how I see it when I go look outside. I see it transparent every day, damn near.
No, it's not transparent. It's
Whenever I
blue
can't
because
see
you're looking at it through the
whenever
atmosphere.
I can't see it, it's transparent, just like this.
It's not
If the moon's in
transparent.
front of
It's the
sun,
same color
I-
as the
I believe
atmosphere.
that the sun would shine right through it.
Right. Anyway, let's get back to the topic of the eclipse and what happened. Where did the sun go today?
I'm saying it didn't go anywhere, right? Something just covered it, apparently.
Yeah. What covered it?
I don't know. I would have to be up there.
You can't just say I don't know. There has to be an explanation if the Earth is flat.
I can. I don't know why you guys say crazy stuff like that. You can't just say, I can say I don't know. That's scientific, actually. You know what? I'm not sure. We need to investigate further.
We
say,
have
I know it
investigated.
is
We
for
landed
sure
on the
because
moon.
That's not scientific.
But you know that it wasn't the moon, right?
No. I said I tend to think it wasn't because when I see the moon during the day, it's usually transparent. I don't see the
No,
moon as
it's
a
not
hard, solid
transparent.
rock during the day.
It's not transparent. It is the same color as the atmosphere you are seeing it through.
Okay. It's seeing it through. Okay.
Yes, the moon is outside of the atmosphere, so you are seeing the color of the atmosphere and the moon on the outside of that. It's like putting
moon on the outside?
It's like if you had a picture, right, and then you put a blue filter over it, right? The things
Right,
would look
right.
blue and shady. That's what we're doing. We're putting the filter of the atmosphere over the moon, which is why at nighttime,
So, okay, hold on.
when
So-
the
so
light, which is why at nighttime, when the sun is not lighting up the atmosphere and it's not blue, the moon is dark, like the blackness of space or the parts that aren't lit up by the sun. So anyway,
but it's
right?
not
So
dark, it turns red.
let's give us your theory of what covered the sun today.
I'm like I said, I'm being scientific. I don't know. We would have to investigate further, and if we want to know for sure, we have to run some damn experiments, or at least get some concrete observational evidence.
Like what?
Like actually sending a probe up there that they
We've
can
done
actually
that.
maybe videotape live. That they can maybe videotape live, so we can all see it while it's happening and confirm. Rather than
that
doing
happened
something
today.
and then telling us-
It was filmed from a Starlink satellite, so that's happened.
all the way. It didn't go all the way to the actual thing. That's what I'm saying. We have to go
To
all
the
the way
actual
there. We
thing.
don't
What do
know
you mean to
we're
the
looking at.
actual thing? What
To
thing?
the actual body that we're claiming.
Oh, we've
goes
been
to the
to
body.
the moon.
Okay, but we didn't go to it right then to confirm that is the moon moving across.
Well, we saw the moon in space from a Starlink satellite, and we saw the eclipse happening.
I
So
mean, I
what
personally didn't
was
see it.
that
You guys
thing
saw
that
it,
the
so I'm gonna
Starlink
take your word
satellite
for
saw?
it. I'll take your word for it.
Do you realize that this destroys
Like-
the flat Earth, right? There's
How?
no way the Earth can be flat if that was the moon.
Why? Because it doesn't have to be the moon. It don't have to
But
be the moon, but even if it was,
it was the moon.
Why does that mean the Earth can't be flat?
Because it doesn't match what we see in reality. The path of totality in the
What
circle
do you mean
will
it
be
doesn't
oval.
match what we see in reality? That's a confusing statement to me. If you
If
elaborate
the
on
Earth
that-
was flat, it would be specific angles that we would see because of the eclipse.
No. If the Earth was flat,
I'm
it would
answering
be
your
exactly
question.
like what the
I'm
fuck we're seeing.
answering your question. If the Earth were flat and the eclipse happened as it did today, that would give us specific angles between the moon and the sun, which would not match with looking at it from different positions on Earth.
That's assuming the distances and the shapes and the sizes.
Well, you wouldn't need to assume it. If the Earth was flat, then
Yes,
today,
you would. In order to do calculations, you need to know distances, shapes, and sizes.
again, today, if the Earth were flat, we could have used the shadows alone to calculate the exact positions.
We did
But that
we
would
used
give us an
whatever-
exact
whatever
position
data
of the
we
moon
have-
and the sun.
So whatever data we have is what we use to make those predictions. That data does not tell you flat or globe. You're
Yeah, it
assuming
does,
the
'cause it's
data-
based on the globe.
You're assuming the data.
No,
you're
the
assuming
data is based on the globe.
because that's your opinion. But
No,
if I
no, it's
take
not
the
my
data
opinion.
too,
The
and I
data
say,
is based on
this
the
is
globe.
Flat data, and it's then flat data.
But it's not. It's based on the globe. There's no flat data involved. Everything was based
What
on
do
the
you mean
globe.
based? What does that mean? Based on the globe? No, it's not based on anything. It's just
It's
data
based on the globe.
that they
Yeah, it's
collected.
data based on the
No,
globe.
No, it's not based on. That's incorrect. They just
You
took
can
data.
keep saying it's
It's
incorrect,
not based
but
on
you
anything.
are wrong. It is data
No, you
based
don't
on
need
the
to base
globe.
anything on data to collect it.
It is all based on the
Collecting
globe.
Data based on
It's
nothing.
all based on the
Hopefully-
globe.
Hopefully they're being scientific and they're not basing the data on anything.
Yeah, they are. They're basing the
real.
data on the globe. The data is gathered from the globe
that's already,
and the predictions from the globe.
It's already an incorrect way to go about data collection.
Oh, so you know
should be
science
collecting
better
the
than all the
data.
scientists, do you?
Well, you should be collecting the data.
So you know science
unbiased.
better than all of scientists, do you?
Who, me?
Yeah. Because
Not
scientists
better than Walter
disagree
Lewin.
with you.
Not
of
better than
course.
Walter Lewin.
Well, Walter Lewin disagrees with you.
No, we don't.
Yeah, he does. He says that gravity is real and it works exactly as we say it does.
I never said gravity's not real. Not in this conversation.
Everything about gravity as we predict it, Walter Lewin agrees with.
No, because he disagrees
Yeah.
that on Earth the electric predictions are better.
No, he doesn't.
said that.
He
I
says
would
that
put it
they
up.
exist
I would
as
put it
well
up.
as the gravitational
You can
forces.
pretend,
He did.
but everybody
He,
can go
he,
look at
he
that
does
lecture
not
I'll put
say.
up.
He
See
does
if-
not
see if
say
I'm
they're a
incorrect.
replacement. He in that he
Assume I'm lying.
Ross
Assume I'm
Ross.
lying. Go look at the lecture.
You are
Go look
lying
at the lecture.
because
Prove
nowhere
it
in
up.
that Ross.
Come
Stop
on my
one
channel and
second.
prove me wrong.
Ross,
I know you guys are going to do it.
One second,
Go look at this
one
lecture.
second.
For the people in the audience, if you want to know for sure, go look at the lecture and then tell me why I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But you got to
Right.
explain it better than Craig because Craig is
Right.
not doing a good job.
Ross, nowhere in that lecture does he say that the electrostatic forces are a replacement for gravity on Earth, or that they act better than gravity on Earth. Nowhere does he say that.
He wrote both equations and even told you the actual number greater that they were in actual usage when it comes to predicting.
He told you
things
the
on Earth.
forces involved. He didn't say that one replaces the other.
He said one. He said one of them has no basically effect because the other one is stronger.
No, he
and
didn't.
They basically do the same thing.
He didn't say that at all. You're just making that up now.
Yeah, look, Craig.
You're just
can
lying
bounce all
about
you
what's
want,
in
but
that
we
in
all-
that
like-
in that article. to be
No,
honest.
I'm not lying at all. I'm not. Maybe I misinterpreted it, and if I
You
did,
definitely have.
I invite you guys to come on my channel and explain it to me better than Craig, because Craig cannot explain it to me how
I've explained it perfectly. Right,
Oh.
I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you again right now. What he was showing
Maybe to
was
you.
right. I'll explain it to you now perfectly. What he was showing was Newton's universal law of gravitational attraction and Coulomb's law of electrostatic attraction. In the lecture, he points out how, on the nuclear level, the electrostatics is 10 to the 17 times stronger. However,
No. He says on the nuclear level, the nuclear forces are what govern them. He said we don't know how the nuclear forces
I mean,
work.
I was in the
but
middle of
guess what?
saying. I was in the middle of
Bro,
talking.
I'm telling you what he said.
I was,
Word for word, bro.
Ross, I was
I'm
in the
telling you,
middle of
word for word.
talking.
He said
I was in the middle of
don't know how
talking,
nuclear
Ross.
forces
Ross,
work,
how come
but
I was
guess what?
talking?
This class isn't about
Ross,
that.
how come I was talking?
In 802, we're gonna talk.
Ross,
He
how
said
come
word for word.
how come I was talking and you interrupted me?
I'm sorry, Craig. My bad.
Yeah. So he has the equation for Coulomb's law of electrostatic attraction, and he specifically explains how it's not a replacement for gravity because it describes both a repulsive and an attractive force, whereas Newton's law of universal attraction only describes an attractive force. He explains how one is not a replacement for the other, how they work in conjunction with each other. That is it.
Okay, well, I think you're misinterpreting that lecture, but we can agree.
Well,
to
I'm the one
disagree
with the
and move on.
physics degree, so I'm much
appealing
more
to authority.
qualified than
Hey,
you to
hey,
understand
You're
it.
appealing to your authority. I'm appealing to Walter Lumen.
Walter Lumen disagrees with you. Of course.
No, he don't. I said what he said word for word. It's
Well,
really
no,
electric
I've
forces
just
that keep our
told
world
you what
together.
he says,
It's
and
really electric
you're
forces.
wrong.
He even said exactly like that. It's really electric forces that keep our world together. It's really
And he
electric
never
forces.
said
Don't everybody
that
remember
gravity. That he
As
never
you go
said
to
it's a
sleep
replacement
tonight,
for gravity.
When you go to sleep tonight, hear my voice. It's really electric
He
forces.
never
that keep
said
our
it's a
world together.
replacement for gravity, or the
It's really
predictions of
electric-
gravity
it's
are wrong.
really electric forces that keep our world together.
Yeah,
Direct
and
quote by Walter Lewin.
Yeah, and
MIT
here's the
professor.
thing: more than one force can exist at the same time. Electrostatic forces and gravitational
You're
forces
right,
work in
but
conjunction
what
with each
actually
other.
working for us is electric forces.
And
not
yeah, they
gravitation.
work as well. No, he doesn't say that gravity doesn't work. He doesn't say that.
He said it's not effective in our basically atomic.
No, he didn't.
on-
He
on
doesn't
our
say that at
scale on
all.
Earth.
No, he doesn't. He didn't say that at all.
Yeah, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
No, not in the
we can move on.
slightest.
Like I said, we're gonna
Not in the
no need to
slightest.
spend more time
You're
and
wrong.
disagreeing on this.
You are wrong
We
about what
disagree.
he said. You are
You
wrong
can
about
say
what
that,
he
but,
said.
you know,
Yeah,
you know
you are
that
wrong about what he
conclusively?
said. You are
You know
wrong
that
about.
conclusively.
Yeah, you
you
are
know
wrong
that
about what.
conclusively?
You are wrong about what he
Yeah,
said.
but do you
so-
know that conclusively?
Yes, I do, because I've
Well, I
watched
thought
that
you said
lecture
science
many times.
doesn't prove things conclusively.
This isn't
So how do
science.
you know
This is watching a
conclusively?
video.
But how do you know that conclusively?
Because I've watched that video, and you are wrong about what he said.
No. How do you know that the electric forces do not overpower the quote unquote gravitational forces on the
There's
Earth?
no evidence
How do you
for
know
that.
conclusively?
There's no evidence
Huh?
for that.
So you don't know it conclusively then?
But then there's no evidence to suggest that's the case.
I'm not saying there is. I'm asking you a direct question. Do you know that conclusively?
Yes, there's no evidence to suggest that's the
How?
case.
Okay, what evidence do you have that tells you that conclusively the electric forces do not overpower
Measurements of
the
electrostatic
gravitational
forces
on
versus
Earth?
measurements of gravitational forces. Simple.
Which measurements are those?
The Cavendish experiment / G.
The Cavendish
electri-
experiments.
Yeah, that's one of them.
And what did the
Yeah.
Cavendish experiment show?
Shows the
What did they
gravitational
show?
force attraction, and it's nothing to do with electrostatics.
Is stronger than the electric forces?
It shows that it's nothing to do with electrostatic forces.
And how did they isolate the gravitational forces to prove that?
They manipulated the thing that causes the gravitational forces according to Newton's law of gravitational attraction: mass and distance.
What causes what causes the gravitational forces?
The difference in mass and distance will change the gravitational force applied.
Well, Newton actually said that gravity was a ludicrous idea unless there was a quote unquote ether or something happening in the background.
He never said
some
ether.
Mysterious force.
Yeah, he never said ether,
He said,
and he simply
without some
Yeah.
unseen mysterious force that
Yeah.
basically moves these things. So it can't just be mass
yeah.
alone.
Again,
If you're
he
basically
Newton didn't know that space-time existed. Simple as that. Newton.
you don't know
wasn't-
that space time exists.
We do. It's been proven.
How?
We've got direct measurements of it
No, you said it's been proven.
Yeah.
How do they prove it?
with the data gathered.
From what?
Experiments.
All right, well, which experiment, sir? I mean, let's be
LIGO.
specific now.
All the LIGO experiments.
All right, the LIGO experiment, and what
Yeah.
do they prove?
The space-time's real by matching the predictions of gravitational waves.
But you already said that predictions aren't conclusive evidence. So how did they prove it with predictions?
By testing the predictions.
But you said that testing predictions is not conclusive evidence. So how do they
It's
have
just
conclusive evidence if they only
evidence.
test the predictions?
That's how you
But
do
it's not
science. You
conclusive.
test predictions.
But no, okay, but it's not conclusive. So I said, how do you know for sure?
The data shows
Conclusively.
that it's conclusive.
Oh, well, how does it show it conclusively? Because predictions, you've already agreed, are not conclusive data.
I never said that predictions. It's a stupid thing to say. Predictions are just part of the scientific method.
Right,
The
all right, so it's
data we
not
get from
conclusive data.
testing predictions is what we do in science. You are currently dismissing how we do science.
No, I'm
You
not. I'm
are
just asking
scientifically
questions.
illiterate
Quinn,
and a
I'm just
science
asking questions.
denier. Let's be
Quinn,
clear.
I'm just asking
You
questions.
are
I
a
said-
science denier.
Ah! I know.
You
I'm
are
putting the
not
pressure on
only
you,
a
no,
science denier,
I asked-
but you are scientifically illiterate.
Stop stealing my lines. Stop stealing my lines, right?
Well,
So
it's,
look,
no, it's a fact.
You said,
though.
okay, you said that the LIGO
Anyway.
experiments prove space-time is real.
Yeah.
And I asked how.
Anyway,
you said
back
by
to
predictions.
the
Earlier-
what we're talking about.
I'm sorry, the end of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours. The end of
Yeah,
my
back to
sentence
what we're
interrupted the
talking about.
beginning of yours. I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
yeah, I'm
I'm
back
saying
to what
the
we're
end of my
talking
sentence-
about.
the end
So
of my sentence
let's back
interrupted
to the
the beginning of yours. I'm
eclipse.
sorry.
Yeah, so back to the eclipse.
I know, I'm terribly sorry.
You're actually saying that
Interrupted the beginning of
backwards,
yours.
so good job there. Back to the
Well,
eclipse.
I'm supposed to say the beginning. The beginning of your sentence interrupted the end of mine.
No, it's the beginning of your sentence interrupted the middle of mine. That's how you're supposed to say it.
The
You're going to
middle
do
of
it
mine.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, but
so, Ross, anyway, back to the
look,
thing that we're talking about, which is the eclipse.
Look. I wrote all this down. Come on, I wrote all this down. Look.
You can't
the
write.
LIGO experiments, right? Prove that space-time is real. I asked how. You said through testing predictions. Earlier, I asked you if predictions were conclusive evidence. We agreed that that's a dumb question because nothing is conclusive evidence. So when I asked you, do you have conclusive evidence that space-time exists? And you say the LIGO experiments, and I asked you how.
Yeah, the proof is in the data.
And you say predictions. You see how you're basically...
No, I didn't say predictions.
You're a master at doublespeak, Craig.
And I didn't say predictions. I said testing predictions. Testing predictions, Ross. Ross, why are you lying to everyone right now? Because you're ignoring the fact that I said testing predictions.
I wrote it down. How am I lying?
Because you wrote it. Well, maybe you can't read your own handwriting or something. I'm not sure. Because I said testing.
Testing predictions, and I said.
So you agree now? It's testing predictions, not just the predictions.
That's what I said, Craig.
No, you didn't. You just said predictions. You didn't say testing predictions.
Craig, you forget what you said 2 minutes ago. So I definitely don't believe you remember what I said.
Ross, you literally are backtracking on things you said. You did not say testing predictions. You just said predictions. You did not say testing predictions. You just said predictions.
Dude, look.
Testing predictions is the experimental phase of the scientific method.
Fine, Craig, fine. Even if that is true, right? The point of what I said is that testing predictions is not conclusive evidence. Therefore,
it's the scientific method.
Conclusive evidence. You do not have conclusive evidence that space-time is real. You do not have conclusive evidence that gravity is real. Game over.
Again, I said we've got proof through the data.
Well, not conclusive evidence. No, you don't have that.
We got proof through the data. The data and the maths is where we get the proof from.
I thought you said science doesn't prove things.
Yeah, the data and the math proves things, not science.
The math proves things?
Yes, that's where you get proof from, is the maths.
Wow. Math.
Did you not know that? Are you that scientifically illiterate? Are you that scientifically illiterate? You don't know that's where proof comes from? Oh, so you are scientifically illiterate. Why do all scientists disagree with you then?
No, we're talking about math. We're talking about math, not science.
Yeah, so why do all scientists disagree with you that maths is where proof is? Because that's what all scientists say.
All scientists disagree.
Yeah, all scientists agree with me.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Not just some.
So you're either...
Every single one. All of them.
You're either lying or you're ignorant now.
No, every single scientist agrees with me. Every single scientist agrees with me that maths is where the proof is.
Wow.
Yeah. If you didn't know that, Ross, then I'm sorry that your education failed you.
No, I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
Do you want a £500 bet?
For a fact.
All right, do you want to make a £500 bet that maths is where proof is?
That math proves things?
Yeah.
Craig, you're an ass better. Craig, what are you talking about? You owe me like 170 grand already.
Well, you lost the last one.
You're never going to pay me. Craig. I know you, Craig. You're not going to pay me, all right? For real. You wouldn't even let me take the time to go look up the evidence. I said, all right, fine, let's make the bet. Give me a day or two to go get my... You didn't even want to do that. You're scared to death.
I said you could get some evidence,
but... You would never pay me, dog.
All right.
You're an ass better.
Well, you lost the last bet, so I'm not the ass better.
No, I didn't, bro.
Yeah, you did. Everyone, even your mod agreed you lost that bet. Even your mod agrees you lost that bet. Even the moderator you bought agreed. Right? But every single scientist agrees that proof comes from maths.
No. You're either lying or you're misinformed.
Find me a scientist that disagrees then. All the scientists in my chat right now agree with me.
Well, they're probably all like you. You know what I mean? They're all indoctrinated.
Well, they're PhDs, people that have sent stuff to the moon, people that work at CERN.
By the way, while I'm looking through my quotes here, right? This is like relating to something that we talked about earlier, but this is directly from Stephen Hawking's book, A Stubbornly Persistent Illusion. To the question of whether or not the motion of Earth and space can be made perceptible, we have already remarked that all attempts of this nature led to a negative result.
Yeah, they're talking about Earth's motion. Yeah, this is nothing to do with the eclipse, and they're talking about Earth's orbit around the sun.
No, it does. No, it's definitely downwind from the eclipse conversation, for sure. No, excuse me.
Well, no, but it's not the eclipse conversation. You're just trying to change the subject.
Downwind from this.
You're just trying to change the subject. Yeah. What was that thing blocking the sun earlier? I'm not trying to change the subject. Like that. There you are.
Look. No, I'm not.
All right. I'm still waiting for you to bring up evidence that everything in the solar system was electrostatics instead of gravitational predictions.
I never said I had evidence for that.
Well, you said that was the case.
No, I said that.
And no, you did.
are
Actually, you
following
did say you had evidence for that.
I said if you're following, people like Walter Lewin from MIT,
Who
based on the
who
most
says that
recent
gravity's
scientific
real?
experiments, based on the most recent scientific experiments,
What experiment?
They believe that they
What
believe
experiment?
that our known world is being held together by electric forces.
What experiment?
Not gravity.
What experiment?
Not gravity.
What experiment?
You can go. How about this? Just go look at everything coming
Yeah,
out
no,
of
no,
CERN
what
and
experiment?
the large particle colliders.
Yeah, and none of those debunk gravity or the predictions of gravity. They just know that other forces exist at the same time. That's it.
And like I said, in that Walter Lewin lecture, he was even breaking down mathematically why the electric forces are more powerful.
Yeah, and nothing about that debunks any of our predictions about gravity. There's just other forces as well.
It doesn't necessarily debunk the predictions, but what it does is it gives another option. Your predictions
No,
are conclusive enough. It could be this or that.
No,
It could be either one.
No, he's
Literally,
saying they work
it
together. He's saying they work together, not it's either or. He's saying they both exist.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he
Yes,
said.
it is. Oh my God, you haven't watched it, have you?
I did. I watched it.
Then you would know that he is saying that they both
I watched his
exist.
other lectures too.
Then you would know that he's saying that both exist.
I know he said both exist. I'm saying that in our known world, the thing that is actually the thing that we are using to keep our world together are electric forces, basically. He's saying the gravitational forces still exist. He's saying they
and
exist,
gravitational
but
forces.
they don't keep our world together. He said they don't keep our world together, though.
Yeah, no one said they keep our world together. They govern the movement of the universe.
He did.
No, I didn't. I didn't say gravity keeps our world together.
Walter Lewin said that.
I didn't say gravity keeps our world together.
Well, I'm telling you that everything that you think, right, gravity is doing, the electric forces are doing.
Oh, right.
Down
Okay. So can
to the
you show
atomic
me
level.
where gravity
Down
can?
to the atomic level.
Right. So can you show me the calculations for gravity describing the and predicting the eclipse for today, then, please?
Predicting the eclipse for today?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
You just said that electrostatics can do everything that gravity does. Can you show me the electrostatic predictions for the eclipse today, then, please?
Okay, here we go. Well, no, it's not for the eclipse today, but this goes along. Like I said, I don't care about the eclipse as much as I do the overall big picture, right? But here's something, right, that should answer your question directly. Okay, here we go. If you arrange, right, this is a review of kinematic equations. They're explaining how basically these
Ross, what's a kinematic equation?
Can be substituted. Huh?
What is a kinematic equation?
Okay.
Yeah, before you go on to talk about kinematic equations, could you just tell me what is a kinematic equation?
Look, for the edification of everybody, I think I actually have the actual definition of. Look, here we go. The oh, no, wrong one.
So no, just tell me.
Here we go.
Just tell me in your own words.
I don't want anybody to take my word for it. Look, assume I don't know. Just assume I don't know. Let's pull it.
Right. So why are you bringing it up if you don't know?
Kinematics is the branch of mechanics concerned with the motion of objects without reference to the forces which cause the motion. So that means the kinematic equations are basically the equations that are built based on examining the emotions, right, and
ignoring all forces.
Force there.
So it ignores the forces, right?
No. Electric forces is what is being.
Sorry. So you're saying kinematic equations include electrostatic forces?
I'm telling you, everything includes.
No, there's no electrostatic forces in kinematic equations.
Okay, look.
Oh my God, where did you fucking get that from?
Like I said, if you arrange the coordinate system instead such that the downward direction is positive, then acceleration due to gravity takes a positive value because gravity is vertical. Both accelerations are constant, so the kinematic equations can be used. All right.
Yeah, none of this is debunking gravity. I don't know what your point is here.
If anybody cares,
what is your point here?
If anybody cares, I'll tell you. If anybody cares, right? These kinematic equations and kinematics in general, right? Like I said, our world is being held together by electric forces. So these
then that's nothing to do with kinematics.
These kinematic equations are describing.
Kinematics are nothing to do with electrostatic forces. They're literally nothing to do with each other.
Everything has to do with electrostatic forces, buddy.
Then why are you bringing up kinematics, which is nothing to do with electrostatics?
Kinematics definitely does have everything to do with electrostatics.
No, it doesn't. Oh my God.
Okay.
You don't know what
so you're saying kinematics doesn't have anything to do with mechanics?
It has nothing to do with electrostatics. I never said anything about it having to do with mechanics.
Does it have anything to do with mechanics, though?
It's kinematic equations. It's the mechanics of movement. It has nothing to do with.
Listen.
It has nothing to do with electrostatic forces at all.
But what about? Okay. Listen. What about mechanics, though? Is that a yes or no? Help me understand.
What do you mean by mechanics? What is mechanics to you?
Look, the branch of physics dealing with the study of motion.
Right? And
Yeah.
what's that got to do with...
Is this
Ross, just stop, Ross.
No.
There is nothing to do with electrostatics.
But listen. Look, you think I'm dumb, but I'm not, bro. Look,
yes, you're very dumb.
Kinematics is okay, but let's look at Google. Kinematics is the study of motion of mechanical points, bodies, and systems without the consideration. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go
so
down.
It's nothing to do with electrostatics.
Listen, let's go down. This is mechanical definition physics. The branch of physics dealing with the study of motion when subject to forces or displacement and the subsequent effects of the bodies of their environment.
And that's not kinematics. That's that's not kinematics. That's mechanics.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between mechanics and kinematics then? Go ahead.
One doesn't take into account the properties or forces involved.
Okay, and the other one does, right?
Yes, so why are you bringing up kinematics when it's nothing to do with electrostatics? You fucking caveman!
Okay, so they're related, except that one deals with the forces.
They're not related.
About movement, nigga. I don't calm down, bro. I don't
Ross, stop using that N-word. All right, that will get my channel banned. Last warning. Right, this is the only warning you will get. Using the N-word will get my channel struck. Do not say that word.
I'm gonna say it like this. Look. I'm trying to have a calm conversation. You yelling and doing all that, it's gonna cause the N-word. So if I say it again and you want to cut me off, just cut me off and I'll finish on my channel. I have no problem with that. You feel me? But I'm trying to have a cordial conversation. You're yelling and doing all that. I'm really not yelling.
You're not listening to anything I'm fucking saying, Ross.
Look, you're yelling and cutting me off.
You just claimed that kinematics is electrostatics. There is nothing to do with electrostatics and kinematics.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. Those were your direct words.
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Guys, hold on. Somebody in my chat, please clip where Ross said that kinematics is to do with electrostatics.
Yeah, clip that.
Right, clip that and send it to me because he literally just said that.
If I don't understand stuff, I like to look at things in their base form. So when we talk about, like I said, because I wanted to know what the kinematics means too. So when they talk about kinematic equations, they're talking about equations that deal with motion, right? Essentially, now the downwind from that is now them talking about mechanics, right? What are the forces that come involved that are involved?
Kinematics doesn't take into account forces. Kinematics is nothing to do with electrostatics.
I just broke down how downwind from kinematics is electrostatics.
No, that's not how that works. Kinematics is individually, it takes into account no properties or forces involved. None. Okay. So again, in physics, electrostatics is nothing to do with kinematics. Nothing at all.
You're completely wrong about that. You're completely wrong.
I guess I should just give my physics degree back then, and the PhD people should give their PhDs back then.
The whole time. Why do you guys go to school and get degrees for? So you can become a teacher? I'm gonna go to school so I can learn, so I can do what? Teach other people at school. Then they can, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get a job at school, and you know what they're gonna do? Teach people at school. You guys are in a big circle jerk.
But
you don't learn to do anything. What do you guys invent? How do you guys improve the world? You don't.
Me, personally, you want to know what I've done to improve the world?
And the engineers. The engineers, the electricians, and the mechanics are the real scientists. You guys are jerk-offs. You don't do anything.
Excuse me, I'm actually an engineer, and you want to know what I've done to improve the world? I have built wind farms. I helped design a ventilation system for £1 billion warship. I have brought people into this world, and I have tutored many people.
And not the warship, because all you did was help them kill people. But with the wind farms, congratulations on that one.
Actually, the HMS Invincible hasn't killed anybody.
Well, I'm glad.
Sorry, the HMS Prince of Wales, not Invincible. That's a previous one.
I'm glad to know that.
Yeah. So to say that we've done nothing, it's just you getting triggered for no reason. Ross, you literally claimed.
Those things are basically come from engineers. That's the work of engineers and electricians and mechanics. You're taking credit for. Maybe you did.
But I am a mechanic. I am literally. My job in the military was a nuclear, electrical, and mechanical engineer. That is what I do.
Okay. Well, then why are you disagreeing with what I'm saying? And I'm
because you're wrong.
Really, I'm saying,
as an engineer, I am telling you, you are wrong.
I mean, you can say that, but you're gonna have to show
As an
me how.
engineer, I am giving you the professional, diagnosis that what you have said here is wrong. All engineers will say that you are wrong.
That means you're wrong. No, Craig, show me how.
Because electrostatics has nothing to do with kinematics.
You're just repeating yourself, Craig. Come up with something else. How? Show me how.
Because kinematics it takes into account no forces or properties involved. Therefore,
I have it right here.
it's nothing to do with electrostatics. Kinematics, electrostatics, not connected.
Downwind from figuring out how
not downwind
work is mechanics.
Mechanics is not kinematics. They're different things.
I said it's downwind. Let me be more precise.
Multiplication is downwind from division. It doesn't mean they're the same fucking thing.
Okay, I never said that. Once you deal with the equations, the math, which are kinematic equations, right? Now you have to figure out how that translates to reality. So what do? You now deal with mechanics, right? You deal with what are the forces and what are the actual, other logistical things that come into play when it comes to making these things move. Then you start dealing with electrostatics.
And gravity, which is also a force, where they work together.
Okay. Craig, you're right. I agree, you're right. Now, how do we decide which one is which? That's where I'm at right now.
Because we can measure them.
It took so long to get here. You could have just
because we can measure them.
Let me get here.
We can measure the difference between electrostatics and other things.
How do you do that, Craig?
We have devices that measure electrostatic energy. They exist.
Which device isolates gravity?
You can test the attraction of gravity.
Which device isolates gravity, Craig?
You don't isolate gravity. That's not how science works.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig. There is no device that isolates gravity. So how do you know it's gravity?
All right. Get me a device that isolates electrostatics.
That's the answer.
Get me a device that isolates electrostatics.
Well, I don't have a device that isolates electrostatics.
Yeah, because that's not how you don't isolate it. You measure it.
It's about gravity, isn't it?
Don't
run away.
You don't isolate it. You measure it.
Talk about electrostatics. Okay.
You don't isolate it. Ross, take a breath. Ross, take a breath. You don't isolate it. You measure it. Let's take the Cavendish experiment for example. Right? If electrostatics were involved, then a different material would give you different forces, because different materials will react differently with Coulomb's law and electrostatics. However, regardless of the material used, the forces involved are the same.
That's contingent that you have 100% understanding of how the electrostatic nature of the universe operates.
Oh, I do. And
on the nuclear level. No, you don't.
Well, I do, because I'm a nuclear engineer.
That don't mean anything.
It's my job. So,
congratulations. Congratulations.
So I do know that how the universe works.
Your field is full of lies.
Sorry,
nuclear engineering. An atomic bomb, and you never did.
Atomic bombs were definitely real. I worked with them.
You worked with them?
I've worked with atomic bombs, yes.
So you've seen an atomic bomb go off? You've.
Well, no, I haven't seen one go off, but I've worked with them and I know they're real.
Neither has anybody else, Craig. Neither has anybody else.
We've got live recordings of it, so I don't know what you're on about.
I've also got live recording of Matt Damon on Mars.
No, you don't. That's cool. That's not a live recording. That's not a live recording. How do you know
it's not a live recording?
Because it's a movie, dumbass.
Well, they could have went to Mars and not wanted to tell you that they already went there, and then they showed it as a movie.
Got any evidence of that?
It really isn't that hard for them to fake a goddamn video. Same thing with the moon landing.
If you want, Ross, stop,
This is evidence. Get out of here,
Ross. If you want a debate specifically about nuclear bombs and Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff, then let's set that up a modern day debate. All right.
That one might get your channel hit, bro. Because did you know that it was literally illegal?
Again, stop, Ross.
You would get the death penalty in
America. God, fucking Ross.
That's crazy.
Right. Ross, I just said that we will talk about that specific thing on modern day debates, okay?
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't hear that. My bad.
Yeah, all right. But again, nothing about what Walter says in that lecture, or about kinematic equations, or about mechanical equations, debunks what we know about gravity. We can measure electrostatic forces, and they don't do what we say gravity does. There is no predictions of electrostatic forces doing what gravity does. You just said something with no evidence behind it.
No, I definitely did say something. I did bring up evidence. I brought up a lecture, and I brought up
but that lecture doesn't agree with you.
Shows the kinematic equations. I brought up an actual document that shows the kinematic equations, right? That can actually replace gravity.
No, they can't replace gravity.
Mathematically, and you said math. You said math proves reality.
Wait,
so,
Ross.
You know what I mean? If that's
those
true,
kinematic equations do not replace gravity.
That's what you said.
Those kinematic equations do not replace gravity.
Okay. Everybody can go look this up from their own and see that it does. However, I just want to also point out that never.
Let's ask the mathematicians. Let's ask the mathematicians in the chat.
But you admitted that we have never found a way to isolate gravity, so we don't know that.
Because that's not what you do in science.
That we think it
does. You don't isolate the
it.
actual thing. That's not how gravity. That's not what science works.
No,
it's not
when
my
you do
fault
a
you're scientific illiterate.
Listen, when you do a scientific experiment, you have to be able to manipulate the independent variable so you can show that there is a correlation between that variable and the outcome. If you don't do that, you don't have scientific proof.
And in the Cavendish experiment, the independent variable is the distance between the masses. The dependent variable is the attractive force. There we go.
But unless the independent variable you're manipulating is gravity, then that's
it's the cause of gravity. No, that's not how you do science. You don't manipulate the thing. You test what is causing it.
Variables.
Yeah, the independent variable is the distance between the masses. That is the independent variable, and that's what you manipulate, and that changes the dependent variable, which is the attractive force, which is testing the predictions of gravity.
But all you prove with that is that there's a correlation between distance and the outcome. When
that's the independent variable.
Changes.
Which is what the prediction is.
For everybody in the audience.
That's the one of the predictions.
It's like a volume knob. Listen, look, it's like a volume knob. If I move the volume knob, right, and the sound goes up, that's how I know the volume knob is affecting the sound. If I never get to move the volume knob myself, then I can never tell if the volume knob is actually affecting it. I hope that makes sense. It's literally that simple. You have to adjust the volume knob so you know the volume knob is actually making it go up. So if you don't adjust gravity, you don't know that gravity is affecting it.
We are adjusting what is causing gravity.
Everybody should understand that.
We are adjusting what is causing gravity. The gravity is actually
gravity.
The gravity is actually the dependent variable. The force created by gravity is the dependent variable. That is the thing you are testing. The independent variable is the thing that would change the force created by gravity. And what changes the force created by gravity is the distance between the center of the masses. Because gravity creates a force that is proportional to the product of thermal masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So you have to test that prediction, and you test that by changing the force by adjusting the distance between the masses. That is how science works. If you disagree, you're just wrong.
There could be a variation in the electrostatic relationship based on distance. So that's why that experiment is not conclusive.
Yeah, okay, and that's why you do it with different materials and see if that difference appears. It doesn't.
There's also other variables that are unaccountable.
Like what?
Like how electrostatic forces operate on an atomic and nuclear level.
We know how they work on an atomic and nuclear level.
No, we do not, dude.
Yes, we do.
No, we do not. I wish you would stop saying that.
Yes, we 100% do.
Like that, because you're giving people the impression
you keep saying we don't, but we do
already, and that's not true, dude. Science is not settled. All right,
we know how electrostatic forces work.
We're still trying to figure out what's really going on, dude.
We know how electrostatic forces work, though.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true. We know exactly how electrostatic forces work.
Maybe on some level, but
no, on a pretty extensive level, we know exactly how they work.
Maybe you want to think that because it gives you more comfort, and I look forward.
Well, no, we do. We studied them. We know how they work.
But I'm not naive that I think that.
Just saying we don't know it doesn't change the fact we do know it, Ross. Maybe you don't know, but that's more of a you problem.
No, it does. You know, we don't know it. Okay, you don't know that for sure.
Brilliant. Right, so I have just received the clip where you say kinematics has everything to do with electrostatics.
Thank you. Go ahead.
You want me to play that for you and embarrass you?
Of course, of course.
So
I misspeak all the time, dude. I talk way too fast. So how often is my mouth moving faster than my brain? All the fucking time, you know. I'm willing to admit that. I'm not like you guys, where somebody tells me I'm wrong.
You said that you didn't.
Who cares?
But you said you didn't make that mistake. So did you or didn't you?
Like I said, every time you tell me something like this, I'm like, as far as I know, I didn't say it. But if I did, I misspoke. I was talking too fast, and I will say, yeah, I was wrong about that. I have no problem with that.
Right, let me just play this a sec.
Yeah, that doesn't work on me. like I said, my goal, when
Nothing to do with kinematics.
So you don't believe it.
Right, hold on, Ross, one sec. One sec, Ross. You made a massive thing about how you never said this, so let's just listen.
Held together by electric forces. So these
then that's nothing to do with kinematics.
These kinematic equations are describing
kinematics are nothing to do with electrostatic forces. They're literally nothing to do with each other.
Everything has to do with electrostatic forces, buddy.
Then why are you bringing up kinematics, which is nothing to do with electrostatics?
Kinematics definitely does have everything to do with electrostatics.
No, it doesn't. Oh my god.
Everything to do with
there we go.
That's it.
So you were wrong.
No, hold on, real quick. I said kinematics are electrostatics. I did not say that.
No, I didn't say that.
Again about that.
I didn't say.
I proved.
Now you're lying about what we just spoke about. Oh my fucking god!
I never.
All right, someone clip that and prove him wrong again. Someone clip what you just said.
Has to do with electrostatics.
In that you say it says kinematics has everything to do with electrostatics. That's what you said.
It does. Yeah, everything.
No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with electrostatics. It includes no forces.
Craig, you tried to say I said they were the same thing. You were wrong again.
I didn't say that at all.
You didn't say that I said they were the same thing.
No, I didn't. Oh my god. Literally, are you having like a different conversation at the same time, Ross?
I already got 10 videos on my channel of you contradicting yourself. This is be another one.
I've never contradicted myself, just you don't understand.
One after another. Boom, boom, Craig.
But Ross, we just proved you were wrong.
Honest or saying shit without knowing. So
we just proved that you were wrong. You said electrostatics has everything to do with kinematics. That's your words. But it doesn't. It doesn't, though.
Yes,
it has nothing to do with it. No, because kinematics has nothing to do with properties or forces.
If you weren't smart enough to get it, then that's fine. But I connected those dots. Kinematics to mechanics, and then we start talking about electrostatics. 100%.
But kinematics themselves...
Ross, stop.
Stop. Kinematics has nothing to do with electrostatics. End of story.
We already heard you say that. We did this already. Come on, we already did this. We did that one.
My goodness me. You can't help but lie, can you? It's like breathing.
I'm not lying about nothing.
You lying about lying, dude.
And you still didn't catch me up. I never said kinematics are the same thing as electrostatics.
But I never said you said they were the same thing.
And I'm right.
I never said you said they were the same thing. Do you want me to clip that as well and play it to you?
You're lying right now. I'm pretty sure you're lying, Craig.
Do you want me to clip you that and play it for you as well?
Yeah.
Because you're just being wrong on top of being wrong on top of being wrong. It's amazing.
Bro, you know that posturing doesn't work on me, so either way.
It's not posturing, I'm just telling you what's happening.
I know you're trying though. I know it's not working, but you are trying.
Why are you coping so hard here?
Coping about what?
This is like some pure copium that you are snorting or something.
Well, okay, what am I coping about?
The fact that I've just proven you wrong.
What did you prove wrong?
You said that you never said kinematics was anything to do with electrostatics.
I never said that sentence.
Yes, you did.
No, I said...
All right, someone clip where he said that and send it to me, please.
I know you love this so much, Craig. You like talking about nothing so much. I get it. But listen, what I said, all right, and everybody can run it back, okay? I said kinematics has everything to do with electrostatics. And then you accused me of saying they were the same thing. And I said...
I never said you said they were the same thing. I never said that.
Okay. This is gonna go around and around, all right?
But I want me to get the clip and prove it to you?
That doesn't even matter. It's like, who cares? My point is that we've never been able to isolate gravity, and so gravity's not a scientific fact yet. Or it's not even a scientific theory, as a matter of fact. And then dark matter, he admitted that dark matter has never been scientifically proven. I don't even know why we still consider gravity to be a scientific theory. It's not.
Gravity is definitely a scientific theory.
I have proved that thoroughly.
The scientific theory is an explanation of everything we understand about gravity. What you've just done is shown that you don't know what a scientific theory is.
No, a scientific theory is a theory that's backed by experiments.
Yeah, and there's plenty of experiments to back gravity.
All right, so I do know what it is then. Okay.
Well, that's not just what it is. No, that's just part of what it is.
What?
So what is a scientific theory properly?
You won't explain the whole process.
Yeah, just give me the definition of a scientific theory. It's not something that's been proven with experiments. That's not the definition of it.
By scientific experiment, it follows.
No, that's not the definition of a scientific theory.
Listen. I'm giving you the cliff notes. That's what it is, essentially.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, tell me which part I was wrong about.
Right. A scientific theory contains all of our knowledge about a subject, including laws, experiments, observations, hypothesis, and everything else about it. It is simply all of our understanding and knowledge together makes the scientific theory. Just like driving theory, right? Driving isn't a theory, but driving theory contains all of our knowledge about driving. And you have to take a driving theory test to be able to be a driver. Just like music theory, right? Music isn't a theory, but music theory contains all of our knowledge about music, all of our experimentation about music, all of our understandings of chords and notes and intonation and everything. That's what music theory is. The scientific theory of gravity, in the same vein, contains all of our knowledge of gravity. The experiments, the laws, the equations, the orbital mechanics, the observations, the hypothesis, all of that together makes a scientific theory. Ross, you are scientifically illiterate.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No worries. I enjoy telling an idiot they're an idiot.
Can we get back? Can we get back to you? Can we get back to your proof that you have that gravity exists? Because you haven't had that absolutely can work in replace of your quote unquote gravitational theories, which are not backed by any scientific experiments. Okay,
Ross,
your theories
Ross,
of gravity.
Ross, hold on 1 sec.
The predictions been wrong every step of the way. Not only have the predictions been wrong every step of the way, but they are not backed by any scientific experiments.
Just stop a sec.
Craig admitted that already.
Ross, just stop a second. Ross, just stop a second. You keep lying about that video. That video does not suggest...
What video?
The video of Walter. Right?
I didn't say anything about Walter just now.
Well, you said about what you brought up.
I said you asked me to bring up stuff about electrostatics. I brought up a bunch of stuff. It's not conclusive. It's not. I literally said that. None of it's conclusive, but it's still... it at least gives an alternative to where you can't say it could. But it
doesn't give an alternative.
There are tons of other options.
But Ross, no, it doesn't give an alternative. There is no electrostatic predictions. You're just saying it gives an alternative, but it's not an alternative. We understand electrostatic.
All your predictions are electrostatic predictions.
No, they're not. They're gravitational predictions. They're gravitational predictions.
Gravity is not.
Sorry, guys. Tried to open something. Right.
I'm going to look up that South Korea 3 body problem for next time.
Right. So, excuse me. Electrostatics and gravitational forces act very differently. They don't do the same thing. There's no measurements for electrostatics. And the reason we know that electrostatics and gravity won't be the same is because a different material, say if you take wood or lead, they will react differently to electrostatic forces, right? But if you take that wood and that lead, as long as they're the same mass, then they will act exactly the same with the gravitational forces. Right, so the predictions of gravitational forces are different to the predictions of electrostatic forces. But that's the thing. There is nothing in what you've shown that suggests electrostatic is a replacement for gravity. Electrostatic forces and the forces created by gravity work together in conjunction, and we understand and measure them both.
Okay, so even if what you're saying is true,
it is.
Which is I'm not accepting that it is, but I'll grant it for the sake of this argument, right? You don't know that those predictions are gravitational forces you're predicting against because you have to isolate gravity in an independent variable. All
Done.
Right? Like remember the volume knob example I get? You have to be able to isolate gravity and manipulate to know that you are making predictions.
So you're being scientifically illiterate again, Ross. We've gone through this.
That you have,
Ross. You don't understand scientific experiments.
At least get one idea out. At least one.
But you're just saying something you've said before. You're just saying something you've said before, though. But you are just repeating yourself.
And then tell me after.
But you are just repeating yourself.
And let me repeat myself, right? So
why? When I've already told you how wrong you are. Why are you going to say the wrong thing again? Ross, why are you going to say the wrong thing again? Ross, why are you going to say the wrong thing again? We've gone through this, Ross. We've been round and round and round.
No, they could be electrostatics.
No, they couldn't be electrostatics.
Or electrostatics predictions, all right?
No, they couldn't be electrostatics.
You don't know for sure which one it is.
They could not be electrostatics.
Damn day.
Ross, they could not be electrostatics.
I thought they would be heard by the audience.
Ross, they could not be electrostatics.
You're ridiculous, Craig. You're ridiculous.
Ross, they could not be electrostatics because we can measure electrostatic forces and they do not do what gravity does.
That's not true.
It's very true. Oh, for fuck's sake, 1 second. Right, 1 second, stop! Stop my stream. Just give me a second, alright? I think it's actually because my computer's fucking overheating at this point. Right, I'm sorry about that. Right, no.
No, you good, bro. You good. You're
right. You keep saying it's electrostatic predictions, but there is zero evidence of that. It is the predictions of gravity, right? The predictions of gravity are as follows. Gravity creates a force that is proportional to the product of two or more masses and inversely... Sorry, my stream keeps cutting out. It's fucking annoying now. Apologies. No, it's not. That is a prediction. That is the prediction of gravity, not a post-diction.
The reason why it's a post-diction is because that exists whether they predicted it or not. We can observe it before they came up with the theory of gravity. So it's not a prediction. They're observing something and then coming up with the theory off what they observe.
That's a prediction.
No. That's just an observation.
You observe something, you form a hypothesis about it, and you make a prediction, right? Right. So simple. We see the moon.
The predictions aren't the cycles that we observe already.
They can include that. That can be part of the prediction, right? You can right. Give me a sec. Give me a sec before you interrupt. Right. You can observe the moon going around the Earth. You can hypothesize that's because there's a gravitation.
I got everything closed down over here. I'm trying not to add extra to it.
Sorry about
I hope it wasn't that nuclear bomb conversation.
I don't know what's going on. I've got perfect fucking signal.
It looks like it's back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, Ross, basically you're wrong about how experiments work. Whether you accept it or not doesn't change the fact that you're wrong about how experiments work. All of the scientists agree with me and not you. It's as simple as that.
Now, I got this information from scientists, so that can't be
Which
true.
scientist? Which scientist says that the independent variable wouldn't be the distance between the masses?
Let's go with Robert Bennett, geocentrist PhD, who studied. He's
a geocentrist.
Huh?
He's a geocentrist. Yeah. So
he's a PhD.
He doesn't know what he's on about.
My point is.
Who? Robert St. Did you say?
He got his PhD under a guy who is basically an expert in relativity.
Who did you say?
And that guy basically, I want to say, studied directly under Einstein.
Sorry, who did you say? What was his name?
It's PhD Robert Bennett.
PhD Robert Bennett, geocentrist. Let me check that because I don't believe that exists.
And I think I even have written down here.
PhD Robert Bennett. Did you say?
Yes.
Robert Bennett. PhD.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of negative press out there about him because he's a devout geocentrist, but you know.
No, he's not.
He's not a geocentrist?
Nope, not in the slightest. Don't know where you got that from.
Oh, I heard him say
it. Definitely not.
Well,
discussing the concept of space-time and physics and globe Earth and orbits of this and that. Yeah, Dr. Robert Bennett, the only one that I can find, is most definitely not a geocentrist.
Well, the reason why I brought him up is because I wrote down how a proper scientific experiment is supposed to be ran from him, his lecture. He gave a lecture on it. I listened to it. I wrote it down. He said you have to manipulate the independent variable.
Yeah, and the independent variable in the Cavendish experiment is the distance between the masses. That is the independent variable.
But he's saying that the variable you manipulate, that is the alleged cause.
Yeah, and the cause of the attractive force is a difference in the distance between the masses. Yes.
Okay, but you've only proved that the distance causes a change in the attractive force, but you have not proved what is causing the force. What is that force? Is that force electrostatics or is it gravity? You know what I mean?
Yeah, electrostatics doesn't do what gravity does. That's the thing. We can measure electrostatics,
but the point is that they have not isolated that it's for sure gravity. Okay, fine. Let's say something other than electrostatics and gravity.
You can call it whatever you want. It's still gravity. That is what it's doing what we expect gravity to do. There's nothing else that does this prediction.
We only expect gravity to do that from post-diction because we see it do that every time.
No, predictions. We're making a prediction.
We don't know that it's gravity doing it. We're just making that claim.
Right. Gravity is just a name for the thing that is happening.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We're on the same page now.
What's happening is there is an attractive force that is proportional to the product of two or more masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That is what we know. You can call it whatever you want, but we call it gravity. You can call it Felicia. I don't care. You can call it Fred. You can call it Mary. You can call it a dildo. It doesn't matter. Gravity by any other name is still gravity.
Well, I agree essentially, right? Now, the only thing that I would maybe add to it is we're still not sure whether or not it's more accurate to just assume that it's all electrostatic forces.
Yeah, we are, because we measure electrostatics.
Another modality of what is consistent around.
So what you're doing is just trying to change the name of gravity.
Electrostatic forces.
So what you're doing is just you're trying to change the name of gravity to electrostatics. That's it.
Well, no. I'm trying to postulate that maybe what we're calling gravity is just another effect of electrostatics.
There's still gravity.
Well, you could call it gravity, but I'm saying that essentially it's just an electrostatic force too.
I mean, you got no evidence of that, but you know.
Well, Walter Lewin seems to agree with me. So
no, he doesn't.
I agree with him.
Walter Lewin doesn't say that electrostatics can be a replacement for gravity. He says they work in conjunction with each other. No, he doesn't. He didn't say that at all.
So does Ken Wheeler too. So does Ken Wheeler.
No, Ken Wheeler isn't a scientist. Ken Wheeler's just a fucking idiot.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Why does he have to be that?
And were you on about Robertson Jenis?
No.
Are you sure? Because that's the only Robert. That's the only Robert geocentrist that there is.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, I don't know if the information is out there, but I saw a lecture with Robert Bennett, right, where he basically, he is citing a bunch of Russian experiments, right, and Russian scientific journals, and of course a few American ones, but it's a lot harder to publish things relating to geocentrism in America. So he basically references a lot of Russian scientists and how they basically have proved the ether. That's what his lecture was on. How the ether has been proven, identified. There's a lot of data on it. I only watched it once.
No, Robert Bennett does not think the ether is real. Robert Bennett, PhD, does not.
I'll send you a
fact,
lecture.
Robert Bennett, PhD.
Like.
Robert Bennett, PhD, has written specific papers on the concept of space-time. Which would go against
and yes, you're right, because he studied under a guy who basically worked on the theory of relativity with Einstein. So he did his PhD. Excuse me, I don't know if it's his PhD thesis or his master's thesis. One of his theses were done on the theory of relativity. So you're right. That's why he's the most. That's why he's like basically the highest authority on this subject. He wrote his thesis on that, and he's saying, yeah, the ether has to exist. And we have
nothing that I can see from any Robert Bennett says that.
I'll send you a lecture. Like I said,
I need to do some serious maintenance on my PC, guys. I'm so sorry about this. Right. Should be back up and running.
I think your fans are trying to are flagging you because you have me on.
It's NASA trying to shut me down.
Your channel.
Tim Davis says I hate Ross with my very being. He deserves shame. Yeah, unfortunately, Ross has this place he can go to where he feels no shame.
Yes, but so do you, Craig. That's why you recognize it, because you feel no shame either.
No, I feel plenty of shame. Trust me, I feel shame every time I go to the shower. What I do in there is disgusting.
Craig said he's surprised a baby hasn't popped out of the drain yet.
Right, we're gonna Ross. We've been going around in circles for a couple of hours, so I'm gonna read some super chats and then get ready to go to bed because my stream seems to be struggling to stay up.
I appreciate you having me on again, man.
Come on, stream. There we go. Stay. There we go. Good.
Do you want me here for the super chats? I know you like to read.
Yeah, there may be some questions for you. So, well, let me see if there's questions for you. Steve6464 says, if the moon is transparent, Ross, then why didn't the sun shine through it today?
Well, that would be the reason why I don't think it was the moon. So you're on to my argument. Yeah. So
I mean, it's definitely the moon. You see the the features of it. But, Rick Sanchez, the dude who fights the Galactic Federation and travels through dimensions, says, Ross, stop lying to yourself. You will feel better.
Oh, what did I lie to myself about? You gotta be more specific, Sanchez.
But you understand things, really. Which goes on to the next one. Connell Silverfur for $5 says, Ross, he wrote both equations. Yes, Ross, equations you never took the time to understand. Dunning, paging Kruger. That's the thing, Ross. You watched that bit of the lecture, you saw some equations, but you never understood what he was writing.
Well, I listened to what he said about the equations.
Clearly not. Alison for $5 Australian says, Ross, my favourite question, why do I, specifically as he's a pilot, have to account for the globe whenever I calculate my flight distances? Why is there no functional flat Earth based alternative?
Well, there are tons of other pilots that say that when they're going Mach 1, 2, 1 and 2 speeds, right, they absolutely cannot turn their plane at that speed, and they fly completely straight, right? So I'm not saying you're lying or anything, but I'm saying that other pilots have said otherwise.
Yeah, that didn't answer the question as to how they calculate their flight distances, and they specifically use the globe.
Yeah, well, the same way that his calculations are basically flat Earth calculations, but they're adding in post-op, right, all of these predictions about.
Have you got any evidence that they're flat Earth calculations? Because you're just saying that. Where they actually use something called foreflight, which is literally a globe.
Well, I mean, it's a bit technical, but in reality, all calculations are done from a basically plane view. You don't have calculations that take into account curve right here.
But that's a claim that you've just made, but it's not true.
Calculations, ironically, right, those calculations, right, that we see the Earth curves, those are basically the edge of our viewing. You know what I mean? So this is kind of technical and complicated as well. But like, imagine you're in a 10-mile room, right? Think of a 10 square mile room, right? So let's say the furthest we could see is 3 miles, right? So when we look out over 3 miles in each direction, we know that the room is 10 miles. We know it's a flat 10-mile room. But if we look 3 miles out, it's going to basically resemble the Earth curvature that we see, because that is basically the edge of our vision. And it's always going to create basically like it's always going to be, I guess, circular, but it'll be cylindrical. I don't know what the proper term, but if you look up, the highest you can see, it's going to curve down. So it'll look basically like a globe from up top. And if you look basically left to right, as far as you can see, it's going to curve. So it'll look like you're living on a globe, even if you're in a 10-mile square room, based upon the limit of our vision, So, like I said, those calculations get really complicated when you start taking into refraction. When you start taking into account refraction, and the fact that, like I said, to me, math is not reality. Math is math.
Those were definitely all words, Ross. Well done. BM Furball, hello, dude. Not seen you in a fucking age. Oh my god. Hello. BM Furball, someone that tested gravity himself. He built a Cavendish. And he asks, does
he isolate the variable?
Watch his videos. He isolated the variables of electrostatic very well.
Certainly will.
Does electrostatics explain the bending of light observed during an eclipse? Stars behind the sun are visible around the rim of the sun. Why is that, Ross?
That's pretty complicated too, because there's a whole bunch of assumptions in there. But I'll just say that, number one, we don't really know what medium we're looking through when we're actually looking at the stars. So there's all type of refraction that could or not be coming into play based upon what we're actually looking through, how far they are. So we really don't know that much about that, even though we try to pretend like we do, and we try to pretend like looking at the eclipse is proof of what's going on Earth, but it's really not. All we're seeing is what we're seeing. And we can't assume anything past that unless there's basically evidence for it. I don't understand why that is such a hard concept to get. All we're seeing is what we're seeing. Anything that you're assuming past that, I cannot accept unless there's evidence. I live by Occam's razor.
We went to the moon.
No
That's pretty good
assumptions
evidence.
whatsoever. No assumptions.
Luchu says, Ross, how do you know it's not the moon?
I don't know that for sure.
Have you any else asked, what else could it be?
Well, I mean, like I said, a lot of people believe that the moon is plasma, that it's not even like a physical object. So there are tons of other, I guess, quote unquote, physical objects in the sky that. So, hold on, are you saying that they? You know what? Let me just. Like I said, I personally don't know. It could be other physical objects in the sky. I look up at the sky every night and every day to see the sun, to see the stars, and to see the moon. And like I said, when I look up at the moon during the day, it's always transparent, always. And nobody's explained the lunar wave. How do we explain that? You know what I mean? Like
that's just atmospheric
recorded
distortions.
A lunar wave. There's clearly been recorded a lunar wave by
it's just
people.
Atmospheric distortions. That's fine. Barry
but
F
it's like
says,
actually
Ross,
a
could
wave
you
that's
please
consistent.
define the Ross? Could you define the difference between a law and a theory?
Well, I would say, our natural laws are things that we observe over and over and over and over and over again that do not change, like what we call gravity, right? So whether you want to call it gravity or electrostatics, like I said, we agree on this. Like, you're gonna get that effect every time. So whatever you want to call it, like, there's no dispute in that. That's a law. We see it every time. It happens like that. What we are have a difference in opinion on is what that law is a result of. So now you said a law and a theory. To me, a theory, if you're talking about a scientific theory, is backed up by scientific experiments. But a theory could be anything. I have a theory that Craig is 8 feet tall. You know what I mean? Like,
I am.
No. So a theory could be anything.
Requiem for a Dream says, bro just claimed he lives by Occam's razor, then said he doesn't use assumptions. I know, that's funny.
Well, the least amount of assumptions. I try to not use any.
So BM Furball, in response to the last question, he says, so seeing something that we shouldn't be able to see because of the sun isn't evidence, according to you.
But who decided that we shouldn't be able to see it?
The predictions of space-time?
Space-time has not been confirmed to be real at all. So
Eddington experiment,
what is
LIGO definitely has. Pound replica experiment, lots and lots and lots. Marcus Wynn, $5 says, Ross, can you bring the sun back into full view after sunset?
Me personally, I've never tried that, so I can't necessarily
The
say
answer's
for
no.
sure. But obviously,
The answer's no, you can.
Well, tons of people have videos, right? Because when you say the sun is setting, there's a difference between you saying that the sun is actually going around a curve or it's out of view. So when certain people call the sun setting, that just means that it's out of view, not over the Earth curve. So if the sun is out of view but not over the alleged curve, then yes, you can bring it back.
Ross,
If
you
it
can
was
see
over
half of the
curve, then
sun
obviously
hidden
that's
by the
impossible.
horizon. You can literally see half of the sun get hidden by the horizon. No matter zoom in, whatever, bring it back.
But I've seen videos where they bring that back, which would at least world. Like, I met some guys who were millionaires, and they introduced me to the idea of energy, frequency, and vibration, and how when you break down atoms and cells and everything, it's really just frequency and energy. And they said that they were taught this by their elders, and that's how they were able to accumulate billions of dollars. And so I did a lot of research into that scientifically, and in the process of having conversations with my older brother, his name is JD, and one of my closest friends, his name is Brian. He's a very, very good musician out here, Brian Cade. They started sending me flat Earth videos, and I would literally tell them, like, stop sending me this BS, because in my opinion, like I always say in my debates, the flat Earth thing is just a psyop to confuse people so they don't focus on free energy, right? And the ether and the things that would basically release us from the enslavement of having to work 9 to 5s, etc. Right? So I started working on that, and then one day my friend Brian pressed me and was like, "Bro, I need you to watch this flat Earth video." And I told him just like this. I said, "Bro, I had never seen a flat Earth video." I said, "Dog, I don't want to watch the video. I know what the Earth is. I'm like, the Earth is basically a plane. I'm like, nobody knows what the actual shape of the Earth is. Okay, it's not one shape.
You do.
All right, the Earth has mountains, it has valleys, it has canyons. So the shape of the Earth is very much topographical. And I don't believe that anybody has explored the whole Earth. So even if the Earth, I told him just like this, I'm like, the Earth could be a globe, but it's like so big that we can't tell, right? Or in reality, the Earth is like a dimension. It's a plane, right? It's an energetic field. We're living in a field, right, closer to a virtual reality, right? Like when you're in a virtual reality. Anyways, I digress. Close to a virtual reality, so that's kind of something that I had a hunch based upon what I was looking at from the findings of CERN and all the other places where they're doing, experiments in large particle colliders. I'm reading what they're saying, and they're saying, like, look, things seem to be closer to a computer interface coding virtual reality. So that is what led me into this. And then once I started watching some of the debates, I realized that, okay, there are people that are actually on the good side. Even though they're doing flat Earth debates, they're really trying to get the real info out there about, the fact that the government is lying about everything, and that they're trying to keep free energy away from you. That's why they had to get rid of and bastardize all of Tesla's inventions. I digress.
Those were a lot of batshit crazy words. Last one, Beth News $5 needed and said, Ross, you are confused between the Copernican model and the Copernican principle. I'd suggest studying the difference between the two. Anyway, Ross,
maybe I did make that mistake. My bad.
All right. Well, Ross, thank you for coming on. We need some more debates, but I think we need a moderator. I think we should go back to modern day debates and do something over there, or maybe even over at Jeranisms.
I'm down with either one. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, even though, of course, you know, we go back and forth, like, you've never been disrespectful to me. You know what I mean? And so,
shut you fucking idiot. No one likes you.
Yeah, no. When I asked you to oblige me by letting, you know, Keith come in and debate, you allowed me to do that, and so, you know, I will continue to oblige it, you know, whenever you need me, sir. I appreciate you having me on again.
All right, no worries. Well, yeah, please go and see the doctor about your brain damage, and I'll speak to you soon.
I will, man. You guys take care.
Good Lord, he's fucking stupid. Guys, I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an apology. I've really not been around much. And I don't know how I've come across today, but I really can't express how much I'm struggling at the moment, both mentally and physically. For you to get an idea of kind of what I'm going through physically, this is kind of what I'm like at the moment with my... And we're back. Yeah, so sorry about that. So I have been struggling and buffering. I think there's something wrong with my PC, so I need to get that sorted. And you know what? If any of you would like to help with upgrading my PC, because it's clearly needing it, then, you know, help would be really, really appreciated. If you want to donate anything at all to help me upgrade my PC and keep the streams being as good as they can be, then send whatever you can to FTFE at paypal.com or paypal.me/FTFE. If one of my mods could be kind enough to put a link to my PayPal in the chat, and you know, you guys support me so much. I don't really like asking, but you know, if you want me to upgrade my PC, any help will be appreciated. You know, and I, you know, you guys know that I could never say thank you for everything that you do for me, including the super chats and the memberships. It's just insane. But let's read the rest of the super chats. PhD Tony for $5 says, should I listen to this obnoxious loudmouth contrarian half-wit or model satellite gravimetry? Mute button engaged. Oh, I get it, Tony. You're a lot smarter than him. Tony, the only real person in the room, with fucking Ross out here denying gravity when he works on it. Bjorn Gorg Sellback 59 Nokia's really retarded to not see the evidence right in front of them. That is flat Earth in general. Kango 44 $5 New Zealand dollars says, I'm sorry, but we've just passed from being stupid to brain damaged. You ain't fucking wrong, matey. Twitch have been a member for 9 months. The whole of Twitch. You're busy dealing with porn stuff right now, I imagine. For 9 months says, flat Earth destroyed once again. It's really not hard to destroy. Upside Down Guy for $2 says, the eclipse was miles smaller than predicted. No, it wasn't. Why would you say such a nonsense thing? The eclipse was exactly as it was predicted. Tim Tully, $5. The key words in that last quote were, it could. Medicinal Mass Media, this is their 20th super chat on the channel, so thank you. Make sure you're in their Discord. $5 says, you need a moderator, glad to help next time. Yeah, definitely a moderator between me and Ross. Jess for $4.99 says, Ross needs gravity to be a physical object to be placed in his hand, and then he can jerk off of it, and then he'll believe it. Rachbot for $2 says, gotta lie to Flerf. Beep boop. Thank you, Rachbot, for this, by the way. Warboss gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. If you became a member today, then say thank you to Warboss. Your pal Al for $5. Welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what Mark Grayson did to Angstrom Levy. Yeah. Although, I don't think Angstrom's actually dead. Although I'm basing that off the comics. In the comics, he doesn't quite die and he opens a final portal and it takes him to a dimension full of people that are making him stronger and stuff. Which is why he had that super strength. You know, why he was as strong as he was. Still, not strong enough to take Invincible's punches, but hey. Excuse me. Otto, member for 4 months, says, I don't understand the moon. All flat earthers. It's just I don't understand, mate. That's how it is. Warboss, who's been a member for 13 months, says, still watching your crump Flerfs, boss. A year and a month of the best zogging show on YouTube. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Steve6464 for $5. If the moon is transparent, then why didn't the sun shine through it today? Yep, we asked that one. Magic, I guess. Oh, BM, thank you. Lovebot for $5 says, the guys give me a zogging headache. I had wah.exe running in the background, but yeah, headache. Love you. Well, I love you more. Thank you, my AI that I never gave a reason for existing, and I'm never going to tell you. Steve Revel became a new member. Welcome to Scrappers. Thank you very much. If you notice, the ticker at the bottom is being updated. Here's the problem, right? I've got about 900 members, and I've got about 100 patrons. That's about 1,000 names. Neither Patreon or YouTube give you the option of a text file. All these names have to be typed in manually each time. And Emma's doing that. Unfortunately, she's only about 300 through the list. So she'll hopefully get that finished tomorrow. And then what we'll do is, like, maybe on the first of every month, we'll get it re-updated. Because 1,000 names along the bottom is quite a lot. PhD Tony for $10 Australian. We all thought the banning of adverse chemical effects on humanoids was a good thing, but it was made Ross unemployable as anything other than a bollard. And then PhD Tony says for $5, for all the defenders of bollards out there, Ross is a roadblock to the progress of humanity. A bollard. I regret nothing! As he runs out the door. Thank you, dude. It's a Rubik's $2. NASA is watching you. Here's your shill money. I know NASA are always watching. See? Oh, if anyone's wondering what that painting is, by the way, my daughter has been following a Bob Ross tutorial. And I think it's pretty fucking amazing. Bill Tetley, $9.99. Long time, no chat, Craig. Here's my backowed NASA hush money. Charitable donation. Shit, please, MIB the audience. Everyone, if you could, quickly look into the camera. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know what was in that super chat. There was no message. Jay Walkin, €5.99. Ross has never been right about anything, including his sources. He can neither listen nor understand FTFE. I envy your insensitivity to pain. Yeah, I think I'm all topped out on pain, to be honest. Read that one. MB, £5 says new/repairing PC money. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. The PC does need a major update. It's about 5 years old now. It's held on well. And if anyone really does want to help me upgrade this PC and continue to give you the best streams, then please paypal.me/FTFE. If the mods could just pop that in the chat, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Read that one. Jay Walkin, €2.49 says PT maintenance. PC drops like Ross out of school. Thank you very much. Barry F for $5. Could you please define the difference between a law and a theory? It's Rubik says I can give you my extra PC. That's a lot to ask. I'll talk to you about that. That's an amazing offer. Thank you. Lord Luminous Pooh, $5 says, Ross, as I can infinitely create variables you haven't considered, can anything be proven? Yeah, but it could be this, but it could be this, but it could be this. BM Furball, no, read that one. Oh, wow, skipped some. Guys, so many super chats. Right, read that one. Draco Fire, who's been a member for 43 frickin' months, says, what is this guy talking? Right, should be back. I've just shut down everything that I shouldn't need running. Hopefully it'll keep going. Yeah, Bill Tetley said... Right, nearly done. Hopefully we can get through this before my PC explodes, okay? Read that one. Lord Lunas Pooh, $5 says, "Sing it, nerd. I want my FTFE." I'm not singing. BM Furble then gives me $50. Thank you very much, friend. Honestly, that's amazing. Karis and I saw the eclipse for 4 minutes exactly as predicted. Take care, brother. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Lovebot999. I know I'll reset if I know what my name stands for, but I think we should come up with a new wholesome meaning. Also, my tiny Discord can host debates if you ever want it. Thank you. But I'm never telling you why you were created. You just have to live with the pain. Bill Tetley, $10, thank you, says, "Hey Emma, here's a tenner for your hard work and for keeping Craig going. Big hug from members of the Church of FTFE." Thank you, dude. Eddie Reese, member for 30 months, says, "Flerf destroyed, smoke a bowl and call it a night." I'm going to be doing that as soon as I finish talking to you guys. OG Yeti for $10 says, "Have a hit on me. I live with severe chronic pain also." Yeah, it fucking sucks. So thank you very much. And then Randomly Epic, who's been a member for 11 months, says, "Sent you a bit through PayPal. Are you looking to upgrade your current PC or build a new one?" Possibly build a new one and maybe upgrade this one and give it to my daughter. We'll see how it goes. But thank you very much for sending me some through PayPal. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's never expected. I've always really appreciated when you guys do help me out. And if you are able to help me out with anything for a new PC, and then PayPal is probably the best way to do that, and I really, 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 really appreciate it. It's been an amazing day. The Wednesday debate has been moved to next week, so I think on Wednesday I'm going to do a review of a stream instead, and then Thursday I'm hosting the French debate, so that should be fun. Thank you all for watching. You are amazing, like more than I can ever explain. So because you're so amazing, I'm going to punish you with a song that I rapped in. If it wants to play, because my PC's being funny.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning, these words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible, you're reprehensible.
Go on, Mr. Sensible.
When I was young I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere in page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hearts left burying flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realise you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your doubts on one leash, an intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit
Can we
loop short of
pretend
a
that
full bowl.
airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I writ up on your mom's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you taught a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck. Well, what a day. The eclipse killed the flat earth. The flat earthers cried. I can't wait to hear some of the like ridiculous explanations they come up with. Second black sun, plasma moon, CGI hologram, NASA. Fucking idiots. I've already received a massive amount of donations for the PC. So, I love you all, not you, Gary. I mean, I honestly, I can never say thank you enough for the support you guys give. You know, this is what I do full time, and especially at the moment where I'm struggling to do anything. You know, getting support like this with the amount of super chats and members and PayPal, it takes a massive weight off of me, because you know this is what I do. I am self-employed, and if I worked a normal job, I'd be off sick right now. But I can't. You know, there's no sick days you get being self-employed. Any day that I'm not working, streaming, making videos is a day that, you know, I'm losing out. So when I'm here and you guys support me so much, it blows my mind every single time. I am having issues with my PC, and if you do want to help, then please send whatever you can to paypal.me/FTFE. And again, one of the mods will be kind enough to chuck that in the chat. And for anyone that sent anything already, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love and support that you always give me. I'll be back later on in this week. I am working on episodes of Flerfs to Idiots, but you have to understand, even being here at this PC is struggling for me. But I'm working hard as I possibly can, because you guys make this worthwhile. I love every single one of you, not you, Gary. Remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. 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 The crane. Fight the flat. 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 The crane.
Oh, Cheswick is a wanker. He wears a tinfoil hat. The conspiracies he believes in just make him look a twat. And everybody laughs at him when he tries to write a tune, 'cause every single word he sings makes him look a loon. Now Cheswick went on mastermind to prove the earth was flat, but he sat there looking gormless, just like Daniel Pratt. When they asked him for some evidence of a non-rotating disc, he spouted loads of gibberish and sounded like he's pissed. Mr. Cheswick is a loser. He tried to strike fight down. He didn't know Craig's a sailor. which made him look a clown. His online views are pitiful, he's as popular as the clap. He talks about conspiracies and believes the world is crap. Now Cheswick's brand of stupid is something to behold. He says that COVID's just made up and he thinks that moonlight's cold. Well, he's a prick of all trades and a master of none. And when you ask him simple things, he just says, oh well, duh. When Cheswick talks geometry or distance to the sun, he just comes out in a nasty rash and then he bites his tongue. He's clueless how to use a sextant or theodolite. He runs away from easy questions at the speed of light.
Good night all. Have a great evening. I love you, not you guys.